Yeah, what's up, Anders? There you go. Is that a honeypot? Is that a honeypot? What that is? Three watch streak too. Good job, Anders.
Nice.
How do you get a watch streak? You just have to show up to, I think, a certain number of streams like in a row. So I think if you show up to my stream today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, then on Wednesday you get like a 3 watch streak bonus. It's like every time I stream, it's like a consecutive thing is what it is. I don't know why I'm dropping network frames though. 60%, Jesus, no. Stop streaming that. Okay, now it's fixed. All right, stop music. What's up, guys? Very eventful weekend, I guess. Like, what? I don't know what to believe in the news anymore. It's just the news is all over the place. But I had some fun watching soccer on Sunday. My mother's team, England, did not do too well, unfortunately. But it was close. It was at least it was a fun game to watch. I enjoyed it. I usually don't like watching soccer because to me it's like kind of boring, but it was actually a pretty interesting game. I would say actually the Brazil and not Brazil, sorry, the Colombia Argentina game I think was more boring than the Euro. Usually the Euro Cup is not as exciting, but yeah, it was pretty exciting. I think also AP scores came out for a lot of students. In the last week or something, which is interesting because I've been seeing it on the news now. Apparently, y'all have been catching a little bit of a break with AP scores because they did like a recalibration this year. You start practicing English. What? Excuse me. What? What's that sensation? Good Lord, even I can't type now. Is that because England lost? But yeah, someone was showing me here. Apparently, College Board has been getting some flack for making the AP tests too hard. And so they did a recalibration, quote unquote recalibration of the scores. Which here, I love graphs. But yeah, it's very interesting to see certain classes, yeah, definitely like AP US History, AP Government, European History. If you look at over the years, right, this year there's a massive bump in the people who got a 4 or 5 on the AP exam. For those who don't know, AP exams are tests you take in high school, which if you do well enough on them, they're scored out of 5. A 3 is passing, but if you get a 4 or a 5, usually colleges will count that grade as credit for a class. So, for instance, in chemistry, when I went to college, I had a 5 on the AP chemistry test, and that got me out of 2 semesters of chemistry at college and also 2 semesters of lab, which is a lot. It saves you a lot of money, a lot of time. So AP tests are very cool. What's up, Waffle? Yeah, you can always there's no trouble. What's the inquiry? What's up? So anyways, I think if you're looking maybe to take like European history, US history, government, it's probably a good time to try and get into those classes because they really pumped up the rates of who they give 4s and 5s to. So the participation trophy thing is real, right? Yeah. Well, so it's interesting. There's been a lot of grade inflation already, I think, recently. So a lot of people are kind of getting upset at this because it's an overall trend of confusing mediocrity with excellence, but then also trying to address, racial, economic inequality by eliminating standardized testing rather than just improving education and making it better. Yeah, it's all over the place, man, dude. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Waffle, what's your inquiry? But yeah, so especially in these classes, these ones have bumped up a lot. I guess chemistry saw a big boost. I mean, 2021 was probably a really rough year for anyone to take the AP exams because that was during COVID. And people probably didn't learn shit, so, it was probably a pretty rough time to try and, like, do well on an AP exam. In Britain, inquiry is more for general questions. My inquiry for formal... Oh, I didn't know. That's cool. There's a difference in those. The other thing was this I saw is that some students were getting notices that their scores had been canceled. Like, they got this letter saying that your score was canceled due to a violation of our test security and fairness policies. So, apparently they exposed some pretty big cheating rings on the AP exams. Yeah, and if, I guess, I don't know how they detect it. Maybe if you get, like, too good of a score or something, then probably they're like, oh, you must have cheated. Or if it looks like they have ways of analyzing where the groups of things are. But yeah, apparently, this is what they call it, cash for questions operation. I was talking about this earlier, I think before this even came out, right? I was talking about this on a couple streams ago. And the way they call them test pirates is what they are. It's an industry where there's a couple ways that they do it. So one of them is, see, it says cheating rings work in one of 3 ways. In some cases, there's a leak on the inside. Yeah, so if the proctor or the test writer has the answer sheet, they'll just, like, give it out to people. And that's, like, a basic way of cheating. Or they do this thing where they have a secret agent to take an early test, equipped with recording tools that sound like something out of a James Bond film, high-definition cameras built into glasses, buttons, contact lenses, and then they sell the pictures. That's crazy. It's a huge industry in China, exactly. This is what I was talking about, right, for international graduate students taking the subject GREs, which are the graduate level kind of SAT exams. Yeah, if you're coming from China, you're kind of expected to have a perfect score. If you don't, it's like you didn't pay the right person. But yeah, this is what I was talking about. The third most common type uses multiple test takers, each of whom memorizes a small portion of the test and reports back their assigned questions, and they just recreate the whole test and then they distribute it. And yeah, it's big in China. But like anything, I say, like if you cheat and fake it, whatever, make it using all the you eventually get screwed when you make it to a job. Because eventually you have to do your job. You can't keep, like, cheating all the way. Eventually you have to do something. But yeah, okay. What was Waffle's question? Okay. So I'm trying to help my friend, like, understand math better, and she knows very little right now. I can elaborate on this, but I don't want to write an essay. And math really stresses her out. So how to teach help? Oh, like what's a good way to? Well, so a couple questions here, right? How old is your friend? And what level of math are they in, right? That those are some good questions. So whenever I work with a student, the first, like, 20 minutes, even the first lesson a lot, is me just getting an idea of where the student's at, what's the best way that they learn, and, what they need to accomplish. Sometimes it's a student just really needs to pass his class and, they weren't taught certain things beforehand. And so I figure out where those gaps are, and then we just, like, kind of help them in. Math really stresses her out. So how do you teach help? Yeah. She's going into Algebra 1 right now, and she's a cross between 4th, 5th, and 7th grade math understanding. Yeah. Okay, cool. So a good way to do this would be to see if you have like a textbook for like a pre-algebra course, or even so, like, you know, I'll plug these people. I'm sure you guys know about IXL, right? IXL is like whatever, but they have, if you go to, for instance, math. Where's math assessment? Have you used this before, Sensation? Have you used IXL before? Here, put you on the screen.
No, because it's a different system, so it kind of confuses me to like disassemble this. How can I disassemble the system in order to make it fit with the system that I have to?
I see, yeah, for it to fit into the right standards. Jeff says, do you recommend them over Khan Academy? Good point. I think they have, so I think IXL does a better job at providing like questions for like assessment. I think Khan Academy does a better job at teaching. What I would think from what Waffle was saying is that they want to, I guess, help teach the person. And the way I would do that is I would go on to like IXL or something. Algebra 1's like what she's going into, right? So you want to make sure that she understands the skills beforehand. So you can literally just go to 8th grade and just go through some of these topics. So for instance, just make sure, do they understand how exponents work? And then here are some questions with exponents. You'd be like, oh, can you do this one? So this is like 3 to the first, 17 to the third. And you hit yes, and it's like, cool, good job. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Waffles, like, you're trying to do scientific notation. Yeah, so in order to teach certain things in math, we can't really jump ahead too far if we don't have the foundations. And again, this is okay. COVID, online learning, screwed up a lot of foundations. So yeah, you have to go back to the basics. Exactly, Jeff. Jeff's right. So what I would do is, yes, I would go to something like IXL here, and I would just go back and just see where are their issues. I have a student that I was teaching who hasn't been in school for, I think, like 5 years. Their parents just like took them out. But they want to go to high school next year, but haven't really taken math, I think, since probably 3rd or 4th grade. So they're hiring me to try to like catch this person up to have enough foundations so that they can do, you know, Algebra 1 when they get to high school. But also consider cutting down the competition. There will be fewer jobs in the future, so if you can torpedo someone now, go for it. No, dude, no climbing the corpses. Yeah. I think everyone should like have the options for help. I agree it becomes a competition at some point, but yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I wouldn't start at kindergarten. I assume your friend knows at least 3rd or 4th grade. But yeah, no, I would just be like, hey, let's check. And also, this is another hard thing, is that students will sometimes get offended, right? If you say, hey, you know, we need to go back to 4th grade, and they'll be like, oh man, like, I'm stupid because I don't even know 4th grade level math. But it's all okay. I always explain that, like, Khan Academy has a self-assessment that asks you a few questions to figure out where you are. Yeah, maybe they do. I mean, let's check it. I'm curious. I know they have a new Conmigo. They have like a new AI thing at this point. I don't even want to go back to primary school math because I suck at arithmetic. It was like one way to get better, man.
Jaffa cakes.
Jaffa cakes. I like Jaffa cakes. Okay, I guess there's this.
I don't know why. Look.
It's usually not their fault. Either the education. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How to do this, and she was crying because she didn't know anything. Well, that's okay. Yeah. Tell her that's okay. Yeah. If you have someone doing this, yeah, and they don't know everything, yeah, then have them go back to the, I don't know, getting ready for. This is where you have to really tell the person to not have an ego about it. You have to have them just accept that, hey, I'm not at the level I quote unquote should be, but that's okay. At least I'm doing more than most, and I'm taking proactive steps to get yourself back up to speed. Or was it text anxiety or test anxiety is the main thing? Yeah, when students are in testing environments, they sometimes get like a little bit upset, or yeah, I don't know. Mental health is all over the place these days. So I don't doubt that, you know, someone has some sort of emotional problem with taking tests. Let's speedrun kindergarten, keep going. I like that, Jeff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a really good thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe in order to build their confidence, Waffle, what I would do is I would, have them go through one of the most basic things. and say like, hey, let's just speed run through this, and then build up their confidence. We're like, oh yeah, I get this, I get this, I get this, and then when you start hitting stuff that's a little bit more difficult, and there are gaps in their knowledge, that's when you say, okay, let's do a little mini lesson here to reinforce this concept. There's a streamer who's literally doing that. Oh, do you have a link to them? Man, I could try doing it. Speedrunning kindergarten. That'd be kind of fun. Do they speedrun nap time, though? Do you still get nap time? Aqua, one second. Let me load this guy up. Aquio. Also, what are your thoughts on incorporating history? Because they said the thing that they hate about math is that the facts are presented with no reason whatsoever in summary anyways. Well, you know, I don't know if there's really going to be much history on exponents and adding numbers. As you saw in some of, what was it, Obi's differential equations course, he spent like the first hour, I think, just going over the history of like why differential equations were discovered and like why they're used. And that's really cool. But I don't know if that history exists for, you know, pre-algebra level math. It's not, things aren't really like discovered. Okay, this is him. One second, let me find this guy. He's Aqueous Erbium. Let's check this guy out. Well, this guy's playing Mass Effect, so I don't think it's this one. Speedrun Khan Academy.
Doctor, I think I might be a homosexual. How could you tell? Rainbows.
Rainbows. I like rainbows. Rainbows are cool. Oh, here we go. Here's a speed run. Oh, this guy was doing it in 2020. Oh, this guy's name's Squizzage. Yeah. Speed running Khan Academy. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'm sure some people do it.
Speed running whilst on speed.
While on speed. Yeah, that would be the ultimate speed run, I guess. Oh, there are records. Khan Academy speed runs. World record. 2nd grade completed in 2 hours and 16 minutes. 5th grade completed in 3 hours and 38. 4th grade completed in 3 hours and 4 minutes. Yeah, this would be kind of fun. Or wait, is this minutes? Oh, this is 3 minutes. Oh, they did a speed run in 3 minutes. Oh, okay. The ancient Romans won. Yeah, won. Yeah. I was thinking like general how math works and why it exists. Algebra is literally Arabic for the method. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. That makes sense. Yeah, al whatever. Yeah, it's always al something.
Al-Jabir.
Al-Jabir, the reunion of broken parts, which appeared in the title of mathematician Al-Khwarizmi's famous book on equations. K through 12 in half an hour. Yeah. Yeah, you could do it. So yeah, I mean, that would be my yeah, again, you're not really going to get much history in the, you know, early math stuff. It's not really going to, again, differential equations is cool because you can be like, hey, this is how predator-prey models work. This is how we do flow rates. This is how we test a bunch of stuff. Like, there's a lot of cool useful applications for that. I don't know if they're really useful applications for, like, adding decimals, you know. It's not going to be super interesting. Algebra, I hate it when I'm wrong. No, you're okay. Yeah, it's mostly right. Yeah, that's kind of cool. But yeah, have them go through either IXL or Khan Academy and have them just start at the lowest levels that they get stuff. And tell them to not, you know, get upset that it's lower than they think they should be. It's okay. Eddie Wu on YouTube is pretty nice as well as watch if your friend wants to learn the why behind early education maths. Cool. Yeah. Okay, Eddie Wu. Come on. I'm glad that you guys know all these people. I don't spend as much time on like YouTube as I probably should. Eddie Wu.
Well, there's also these things called books, you see.
Yeah, books. We don't like books. Oh, this guy looks cool.
Well, this is the funny thing. It's like if you can read properly, you probably should go to that first because you'll just get through it faster.
Right. I just the kids just love tech these days. They love having just an iPod an iPad to just do stuff. Why is 0 factorial 1?
Why is 0 factorial?
I know this guy.
One.
You know this guy?
I
Yeah.
don't know this guy.
Because it does seem to defy the idea of you multiply down until you get down to whatever one. Right?
Wait, is this an Asian guy with an Australian accent?
He's an Australian secondary school teacher.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, I like the accent and the voice wasn't like matching up with me. This was my expectation.
Now I'm going to argue for this the same
There's
way I
loads
would
of Chinese
argue.
people in Australia.
I guess so. It's very close.
Reverse that. No, not
I can't believe I'm watching this video
I
for
would argue
entertainment.
this. How do you argue that?
It's
Yeah,
very
it's pretty cool.
close.
Yeah, it is very close.
No,
Yeah.
it isn't. I'm closer to you than China is to Australia.
You think so?
Yeah.
One sec. Now I have to look this up.
So China is northwest of Japan.
Okay, I mean, like from here to here. I guess this is pretty far, isn't it? Yeah. I'm thinking like the most southern of China, not this part of China. I'm thinking about like this part of China. That
Where is the most southern part?
the southern part, most is like here, like Shenzhen,
Macau.
or yeah, this is where Macau, Hong Kong, right? Hong Kong, Shenzhen's where they do all the phones and stuff. Yeah, Jeff. Yes. You could also compute probably. What's the name for this? It's like the shortest distance because it goes over spherical geometry, versus like the linear one. I forget what the name for it was. But you're right. UK. Well, no, UK to LA is pretty far. I'd say it's further from Los Angeles to the UK than it is from China to Australia. Oh,
Well, the
thanks for
funny
the
thing
follow.
is, if I were to come to you, I'd go over Greenland.
Correct. Yeah, this is what we talk
And so
about.
it actually makes the distance infinitely shorter because
Yeah,
if you
you-
then calculate the
you do
distance between
this.
China, and then you go over the horizon line, over the equator line.
Uh-huh.
It's much further than you think, and the map isn't to scale.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, also, yeah, it's not a skill. Aquablank says, hey, how's it going? I'm wondering if you have any studying tips. I have an exam next year. Oh, wow, way to get ahead of things. And I need to study math basically from 0 all the way to Calculus 2. That's cool. We actually just had a student talking about that, getting ready for, from nothing. And I feel overwhelmed by the amount of studying I need to do. I don't even know where to start. Also mention, I suck very much at math. It's okay, man. The most important thing is to look for help. So you're doing a good idea at being proactive enough to start looking for help. I'd say the hardest step, right, is to admit you have a problem, I guess, right? Like the first step is to
problem, man. I don't have a problem.
I don't have a problem, man. Yeah, the first step is to admit that you need to solve something, I guess. But yeah,
Cigarette at each hand and a cup of coffee.
yes, that's what they call it. So I made English breakfast. I'll go into this. I made English breakfast for us watching the soccer game over the weekend, and then we were joking. I was like, English breakfast I think is one of the best breakfasts, like compared to Italian breakfast, which is just like a cigarette and an espresso.
No, that's Dutch breakfast.
That's Dutch breakfast too. Yeah. Mercador.
I always found that weird how that's actually a Dutch breakfast as well, though. It's just
It's just a cigarette and coffee
a
and like
cigarette and coffee.
and a pastry. Yeah.
Smoking a pancake.
Smoking a pancake. Stroop waffle and a cigar. Classic.
The movie was so weird.
It was. Watching it back now, I don't really like get it. I'm like, this isn't funny anymore. But Akablank, yeah. So what I was just talking to another student is there are various websites such as IXL or Khan Academy, which have kind of self-assessment online things built in that you can figure out pretty quickly, like where you need to start. If again you say you're going from 0 all the way to what's 0? Like, you don't know any math at all. I'm sure you know how to at least add 2 plus 3 or something, right?
Is it 57?
50. The answer is always 42. But Akablank, if you wanted a good thing, would probably be to again go to like one of these websites. I think IXL's is kind of the de facto one I use for assessments. And you can just go through the questions and just see what you understand. Oh, si ragazzi. Ragazzi means like kids. Like, what's up? That's cool.
Yes, children.
Yes, children.
It's probably
Yes.
literally translated.
Yes, children. Ciao, ragazzi. What's up? What's up, kids? But yeah, go to a website like this, and then figure out where you're having trouble, understanding things, and when you get to those points, you can then use YouTube. You can also, Khan Academy has things where they'll teach you certain concepts, or you can come to this stream. I mean, that's the whole point of this live stream. We do this 3 times a week for multiple hours, and you can just come ask whatever question you have in math or science, and we'll go through it on the stream, and we'll teach you, basically. But it's good for you to at least figure out where your deficiencies are. Figure out where you need help first, and then you can, try to do it yourself, and then come by the stream and just ask, hey, I don't understand exponent rules. Could you, help me solve this question? And then that's what we do. What's up, Heavenly Milk? Getting to Calc 2 should not really take you a year, assuming you study at least an hour or 2 a day. I agree, but also it's having the structure of, like, what do you study for an hour a day? This is where Sensation's like, yeah, go get a book. Yeah, I agree. Like, books are great. But I know a lot of students, especially in these upcoming generations, like things online. So we have online things as well.
See, I should point out 2 things though.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm literally a child of technology, despite my age.
Sure.
I actually learned to type on a typewriter before I learned to physically write things down.
What, a typewriter?
And the internet came around when I was about 11, so I literally grew up with the internet.
You grew up with the internet.
So you would expect me to be a huge fan of technology, given that as a fact. But at the end of the day, a book and a pad and paper is usually better.
I agree.
I don't know why.
No, I think I know why, and it has to do with you're actually interacting with the math. Like, you are writing things down. I notice this so much. If I just watch lecture notes, I will retain like 10%. But if I actually work through homework questions and, like, physically write them down and put them pen to paper, you internalize them a lot more, and they will, like, stick. Yeah. C. Ragazzi says, hey, man, I have a physics question bugging me, and I love your input in it. Is it okay to ask here? Yeah, you can ask whatever, dude. Yeah, type it. Unless it's something like extreme quantum field theory stuff, then I won't be able to answer it. But yeah, you can ask a physics question. It's cool.
And nothing about critical mass, for the love of God.
Critical mass or dark matter. Yeah, don't do it. Books also cost a lot of money. I agree. Yeah, they can be expensive. What is the final digit of pi? That's what internet's for. Yes, and this is what Laz talks about. So LibreTexts is cool. For math, at least. Yeah, they have a lot of free textbooks. The other good one, so yes, good. I'm glad you posted that link, Laz. That's a good one. Another good one is OpenStax. If anyone knows about OpenStax. So OpenStax has tons of books in basically all subjects, from economics to history to math. Here, you go to subjects. Look at this. Like, let's go through all the subjects. They're all peer-reviewed, openly licensed. So yeah, we got these are all textbooks that you can go through, and they're online. Let's see. I don't know. Let me find one that I've been using. For instance, math. If you're going into calculus 2, something like college algebra is probably a great, like, intro class to, like, try to. So this is cool. It says with co-requisite support. I forget what co-requisite support is. Wait, what is co-requisite support? Who need additional support in college level math? Okay, I guess, yeah. Well, you probably want something, yeah. Co-requisites for people who don't know how much they don't know, I guess, about math. But yeah, here's the book. You can literally view it online. They want me to donate some money. No, just go to the book, please. Yeah. But here you go. Yeah, here's the book, right? You can go through, and it'll teach you, right? They have examples you can work through, and then they even have practice questions, which are cool. So here are some practice questions, which you should do. And then they have the answers for them, I think, at the end of the chapter or something. Yeah, here you go. Here's this, and then, or chapter review. Here we go. Exercises. Here's some, like, review exercises that you can go through. And then they probably have the answers somewhere down. I think if you click on the question, yeah, there we go. And then it has the solutions. So no more, like, flipping through a gazillion pages in the back of the book. This is the nice thing about online, is that you can just click on this. I guess they have the solutions to the odd ones. So if you just click on this question, it will then take you to where the solution would be in it for the book. So yeah, OpenStax. Go check out OpenStax. Yeah, here I'll post it. Let me go to the. Yeah, this is what I think you would probably want. Okay, the OpenStax would probably be the best. If you want like an actual textbook to go through things. Otherwise, IXL is good for just self-assessment, and then Khan Academy has some great videos on teaching. And again, we also have the stream here, so you can learn with us for free. Okay, let's see. Go through some of the chat real quick. I like printing out the textbook too. You can print out the textbook. What's up, Sensation?
I was just going to say, just list everything that we do. We've got English, we've got maths, we've got physics.
Yeah.
You do some chemistry as well, don't you?
I do teach chemistry, right? Yeah, if you need help with CS,
Oh,
Sensation can help you out with computer
And we've got
science.
some CS stuff, and
Japanese.
anything that you want. Yeah, we're all in.
Rolling this together. Rolling this
My
together.
English fail.
Let me see what Jeff was saying. 3,683 miles is the minimum distance between Australia. Is that OZ? Is OZ Australia? Is that what you guys shorten it to? OZ? Aussie? Oz? Oh, okay. Christmas Island to thing I can't read. London to Los Angeles is 5,440. Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, it is shorter to go from China to Australia than from LA to England.
5,000. Oh yeah, so it is. It's longer from the UK
Yeah,
to
it's longer
Japan
from-
if you go over Russia, but then you
Yeah.
can't do that anymore.
AU is format. OZ is a joke. Oh, okay. Balls. Yeah, Laz says a lot of universities have been. I'll do your question, Ragazzi. Just give me a second. Have been adopting OpenStax. Yes, I agree. They have, and actually, the company I work with, Kudu, a lot of the textbooks that we offer online come from OpenStax. It's just we put it in a format such that there's a platform students can go through, and also they can answer questions, and then they get graded. Do you have any sites to learn?
Point out,
Yeah, what's up? Go for it.
I should also point out most people have local libraries as well, and just because
Oh yeah,
you don't
these
like
ancient things
particular
called
methodology-
libraries.
Just because you don't like a particular methodology doesn't mean you should abandon it immediately. Try out all available methodologies and find out what the best one is for you.
Yes, yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's all about finding like what the best thing is. AKA Blank says, do you have any sites to learn physics from? I'm interested in mechanics, electricity, and thermodynamics. Again, OpenStax probably your best bet for having a textbook on it because they have science as well. So you can go into physics, and you would probably be taking one of these college physics. University Physics 1 would probably be it. University Physics 3 I think hits thermo. Is OpenStax the same as Wikibooks? I don't think so, but. Or ck12.org, maybe. So yeah, that's OpenStax has a lot. It's cool. This is the beauty of the internet. It's all out there. I think also MIT OpenCourseWare.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, this is good. So if you ever want to, like take a class, you can do it for free through MIT. Wait, what is this? Sexual and gender identities? God damn it!
No, please no.
Do you want to come take this class with me, Sensation? Okay, let me help Ragazzi's
Make it
question.
real simple. I can do it in a paragraph.
No rainbows.
There is male and female, and then there is those who have psychiatric issues. Please seek help.
All right, here. Let me help out Ragazzi's question. Here, let me start the stream off. I haven't said anything. Let me start it off. All right, welcome everyone. Tax Education Office Hours. My name is Dr. Gold.
Oh, yeah.
Join here with Sensation Black, and we're here to help you out with math, science, all sorts of things. We're gonna do some SAT questions later. Let me. I've had a fun time talking with you guys in the chat, but so let me help out Ragazzi's question here with physics, and then we can start doing some SAT stuff because I think Enigma fixed the QuizBot. Libraries are fun, yes. Free AC, free internet. The problem about that in Los Angeles is there's a lot of homeless people in the libraries now because of all those things: free air conditioning, free internet, free resources. Yeah.
Actually, you should mention that about homeless people and resources, right? If you can find a homeless person that isn't completely off their head, and there's going to be one in a crowd, they have some good knowledge.
Oh, they do. It probably has a lot of life experience too. From
if nothing else, just how to avoid being homeless.
yeah, how to live. It's like how to survive as like a cockroaches can't be killed type of thing. Yeah. cars have a fifth gear? Yeah, wait, is it? Let's read this question. Sorry. Let's say you're driving a car full throttle at power peak in fourth gear, going 100 kilometers an hour. Okay, cool. That's cool. That's fast. It's like 60 miles an hour, I think. You shift to fifth gear. Let's zoom in on this shift. The exact second the clutch re-engages, you are still in full throttle. The vehicle is still 100 kilometers an hour. Thus, aero drag and power remain the same. However, engine RPM is lower than when it was in fourth gear, reducing, thus engine power is lower. Correct. Since engine power is now less than aero power, the car must decelerate. But obviously, this does not actually happen, and the car continues to accelerate in fifth gear. Why? MA equals F engine minus F aero equals power engine minus power of the aero. Okay. So, I mean, I think if you stayed in fifth gear, right, and kept your foot on the gas, you would still be going faster, right? You're still inputting more power. It's the engine power is not equal to aerodynamic power unless it's at its limit, right? If you go to restaurants at the end of the day, you can get free. Yeah, you can. They started discouraging it. What is throttle? Is that not a word? Like, I use throttle all the time. Yeah, full throttle. Yeah, opening up the throttle body. It technically decelerates for a bit when you yeah, I know, Jack. You're funny. It technically decelerates for a bit when you change gears. I agree. Yeah, because there's that split second, right, where the clutch is not engaged. Or the clutch is engaged. I forget what the terminology is. Engaged, disengaged. But there's a point where the engine is not connected to the transmission. So in that case, then yes, the aerodynamic power is greater than the engine power because there is no engine power. But the second you re-engage, the engine power is probably less than what it used to be, but it's not going to be less than the aerodynamic power because you're still like... I'm just pretending I didn't understand. Yeah, everything these days is like CVTs now, right? Continuous variable transmission. So yeah, the car does decelerate temporarily, but I think the second you put your foot back on the gas, it's going to continue to accelerate because you're still inputting more power. The aerodynamic power loss is not changing, but it's definitely going to be less than the engine, unless again you're at the top end of whatever the maximum speed is, right? If you're hitting the top speed of 200, 220 miles an hour, at that point, yes, engine power cannot beat out the aerodynamic drag. And shifting gears isn't going to do anything for you. I agree. Yeah. That's it's a cool question though. It is physics, yeah. I guess it depends where you're at.
I would also imagine if you've got to the maximum speed of the car in fourth gear, you've probably blown the engine already.
Yeah. I mean, and again, that's why. No, he has a good point because things have a power band, right? From an RPM standpoint, where the maximum amount of a power happens at I don't know 6,500, 7,000 RPM usually. But you need to shift gears because you can't go further than that because you start hitting the mechanical limits on how much the engine can, rotate. So that's why you shift down. You do technically lose some power by going to a higher gear, but you open up the potential for being able to hit higher speeds as you come back into the peak power band. Yeah. That's cool. I don't know, did that help answer your question, C Ragazzi? Yeah. Cars are cool. I like cars. Big car guy.
I've no idea how it works with an automatic, but if you put the clutch down, then it actually disengages one piece of the engine from the other. So technically,
wait, they have a clutch on an automatic? There's no clutch on an automatic. You can put it to neutral on an automatic.
I've never used an automatic, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I just mean when you put down the clutch, when you press the clutch down in the floor.
Yes.
The engine does disengage, so you can change gears.
Correct. It does. Yeah, it does. Yeah. The thingy from the flywheel. Yes, the flywheel. Yeah, it's the flywheel. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know anything about engines particularly. I just
no,
know
they're
what
cool.
it does. Yeah,
no, they're really cool. I mean, here we can do a manual transmission diagram or something. You guys want to see what it looks like? Yeah, it's a differential, and then where's like the clutch? It's like this. This is like there's a big flywheel here. Let me see. Diagram clutch. Is this it? Okay, yeah, I should kind of it, yeah. Clutches are cool, man. They look fucking wicked, dude, with these springs and stuff, dude. Yeah. But yeah, it's the thing that connects the output of the engine to the transmission that goes to the wheels, and that thing will disengage so that you can switch the gears without grinding them. You know, you don't want to be putting power into the gears when you're switching gears. Ragazzi says, next scenario, if you're at 4th gear and meeting the drag limit, then when you shift to 5th gear, you decelerate, correct? You would. But yeah, as Sensation was saying, like if you're hitting your drag limit at 4th gear, it's a poorly designed gear system. You should really be hitting the drag limit at your top gear. Yeah. I guess maybe there's some weird scenarios where you would want, I don't know, some sort of gearing to be like super aggressive like that. They call this like short gear ratios. So for instance, you can decrease the top speed on a car that not from hitting the drag limit, but just from hitting the mechanical limit on how many RPMs the transmission can do. But you make it so that the gear ratios are so short to each other that you're always in the power band. The more distance you have between the gears, the more RPMs you're gonna hit that aren't like peak. If you have a lot of gears that are very, very close to each other, then you'll always stay within this like 5,000 to 7,000 RPMs as you shift from one gear to the next. Let me see if I have like I need a tachometer. That's what I need. I need a graph of a tachometer. Yeah, this is kind of what yeah, cool. Yeah, I like this. There we go. That's a tachometer.
Not to be confused with a tachograph.
Tachograph. Yeah, wait, is that something for like the heart?
A tachograph? No, that's to do with HGVs. What do you call them? Articulates.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what you call them in the US actually.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up.
18-wheelers.
Oh, 18-wheelers. Oh, okay.
But yeah, a tachograph tells you how long you've been traveling for, and if you've been you've been traveling over a certain distance.
Certain distance or time, you have to go take a nap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So Ragazzi, usually when you're driving, the RPMs in this range, I am thinking of tachycardia. You're right. Yeah, thanks. When you're around these RPMs, that's when the engine is producing the peak amount of power. Okay. And then depending on what your gear ratio is, that will correlate to a certain speed. Okay. And in order to get to higher and higher, because eventually your RPMs hit this wall, which we call the limiter, the rev limiter. This is the whole thing. You're like the engine can't spin any quicker. So what you end up doing is shifting to a higher gear, which is more difficult for the engine to adjust to get to higher speeds, and that will drop the RPMs down temporarily. And then you're able to put more power into the engine to continue raising the RPMs until they hit peak again. If your gear ratios are very short, as you shift, then you're not really going to ever really get outside of this range. You'll be going up, and then you'll shift, and it'll drop right back to here, and then it'll come right back up again, and so forth and so forth, and your speed will increase. However, you're going to have a limit on what your top-end speed can be. Because if you have bigger gear ratios, then when you shift to a higher gear, your RPMs drop by a lot more, but it gives you more potential to reach higher speeds. But you spend more time outside of what's called like the peak power band, which is here. Yeah, that's cool. That's kind of more of a like an automotive, that's like a mechanical engineering question for like. That makes sense. Thank you so much. I'm really embarrassed because I regularly work with dual clutch automatic transmissions, but I got so into the weeds that when I started thinking about simple physics, nothing made sense anymore. I can now sleep well. Yeah, good. Glad. Yeah, I'm glad that makes more sense to you. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah. Yeah, double clutch, that's a whole other thing. We can go into like PDK and stuff. Yeah, Porsche has their whole systems and stuff. But yeah, it's cool. All right. Let's see. Did we have it? Did anyone post? I don't think anyone posted any screenshots for stuff. Yeah, no. Okay, cool. All right. Let's hit some of the SAT stuff. Let me make sure the bot is doing the correct things now. Okay, so I should be able to type quiz reset. So these were the scores from the last time we did things. So if I type quiz reset, this should reset the scores. And it did. Yes, okay, cool. Bot's working so far. All right. All right, let's pick out a question. Ooh, this is the next one we were doing. Okay. Nice. Okay, cool. And I get the confirmation. I got to reset. Okay. All right. For those that are watching and are new to this, so what we're doing over the summer here is we're getting you guys ready for the SAT. It's okay if you're not taking the SAT. You're still going to learn a lot of cool little math tricks here that'll help you out with all other sorts of classes. But I have a couple students that are taking the SAT in the fall, and I figured rather than having them have to spend $2,000 on a Princeton review course, we're going to do it for free for you guys here on the stream. So you get to participate if you want, and that will earn you points, which is going to be at the end of the summer a chance to win some really cool gift card prizes. So this is only, I think, the second week or third week we've done it. So plenty of time to catch up on the leaderboards and stuff. But what's going to happen is I'm going to type in start quiz like this. And then what you're going to do once we see the question is you're going to type in $A and then your answer choice that you think is correct from the problem that I'm going to put on the screen here. Careful, it will only take your first answer choice. So if you screw up and try to like put in another answer choice, it only counts your first one. And then after a little bit of time, I'm going to close the quiz. Then we're going to go through the question. I'm going to show you the quickest way I would use to solve it. And then we'll grade it. And then if you get the question correct, you get 2 points. If you at least answer, you get 1 point. And then if you get it correct in your first, you get 3. So there's a little bit of a reward for being quick. But the most important thing is to understand how to do these questions and get them right. Yeah. So it's 1 a.m. here. I need to wake up for work. Thank you for clearing my doubts. I think EduStream is a very cool concept. Keep up the good work. Good night. Yes, thank you. Appreciate it, Ragazzi. I'm guessing you're from Italy. Because if I do time UK, what are we at? Oh, wait, no, it's this one. Sorry, it's this one. Time UK. Yes. Oh, it's 11:46. Oh, so maybe he is in Italy. Or maybe Germany. Yeah, what would be 2 hours difference, right? Or 1 hour difference. Is Italy 1 hour difference from UK Sensation? Do you know that?
Not off the top of my head. France is 1 hour ahead.
Oh, France is 1 hour ahead. Time BE. Where is this? BE Belgium. Laz, are you in Belgium?
Belgium's 1 hour ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's the same as France, basically. Okay. Here, I'm gonna put the question up. This one isn't multiple choice, so it's going to be a number. And remember, the correct answer I want you to put for the number is something with 2 decimal places. So even if the answer is like 3, put 3.00 as your answer. I'll do a mock answer so you can kind of see how it works. My answer is probably not correct, but I would do $A, and I'm gonna do like 3.00, which is probably wrong. But okay, here we go. Questions coming up. 3, 2, 1, go. Zach says, I'm here to be first again. Remember, though, 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places. Even if it's a whole number, make it 2 decimal places. Laz already right off the bat. Nice. Laz is quick on it. Heavenly's got a question. Good. All right. -1. Sensation. I'm used to paying stuff. Yeah. Ooh, Jeff is being edgy with 15. Okay. Gold, you watched Chainsaw Man? What do you mean, like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? What's Chainsaw Man? You drop me a link if you want. Oh, anime. Oh, I don't really watch much anime, unfortunately. I know a lot of you guys do. I don't really watch much. I've been for me it's been House of the Dragon and The Acolyte. That's what I've been watching. Edgy, but also wrong. Okay, cool. All right, here I'm gonna close the quiz. Close quiz. Cool. All right, let's go through how this one worked out, and then we'll see who got it right. An event planner is planning a party. It costs the event planner a one-time fee of $35 to rent the venue. Bro, tell me a venue that like costs $35. Excuse me. I would love to rent a venue for $35. Floor, yeah, Jeff's got that's the code way to do it. Yeah, it is a floor question. Yeah. But okay, yeah. So the way to do this, right, is to set up what's called an algebraic expression, right? Which is we're going to set up an equation that represents what we want. So it says a budget of $200. What's the greatest number of attendees without exceeding the budget? Okay. So without going over the budget, we know that we're going to need to be less than 200. Okay. I can't go over $200. Well, I guess I could be equal to, right? Less than or equal to, because that's not exceeding the budget, right? $200 is okay. Yeah. Yeah, or equal to. I agree, Jeff. Yeah. Okay. So this is like the total we can spend. And then this is going to be like the different parts, right? So we know we have to spend $35. That's a one-time fee. Have to spend $35 no matter how many friends we invite or show up. Thank you from Mr. Pedantic. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, and then this is the cool thing. We want to know what is the number of attendees, and we know that each per attendee is this. So whenever I see like per this, what's the number of this, I'm going to assign that as a variable, which in this case, I'm going to call the attendees equal to X. So that's going to be X number of attendees. And we know that the cost per attendees is, I automatically move the 35 from the equation. I agree. That's probably a quick way to do it. Yeah. So we'll go over like how to get it correct, and then we'll go over how to do it quickly. I agree. So this is the full way to do it, is 35 plus 10.25x has to be less than or equal to 200. I agree. In order to solve this algebraically, right, the first thing we'd want to do is we want to subtract this 35. We want to get rid of this on both sides. Because in algebra, right, if I'm solving for this, start looking at the thing that's furthest away and start doing the opposite. If we're adding 35, I'm going to subtract 35. So now I have 10.25x is less than or equal to 165, right? If we do the math. And then I got to do some division. So I'm trying to think if there's like a quick, I mean, the way to do it is use your calculator, right? But I always like to try to see if there's a way to do it like mentally. Like use mental math so we don't have to be like typing things in. So let's see. If I were to pull out my calculator and divide both sides by 10.25, I would get that 165 divided by 10.25. Yes, 165 divided by 1025 and reduce. Maybe. But that gets us, yes, 16.09. Which, right? You can't have 0.09 of a person. So we always want to round down, especially because we don't want to exceed the budget, right? So that's why the answer is going to be, yeah, 16 people. 16.00. Yeah, which is a whole number. Yes. Okay. So I agree that's the correct answer. Below 16.5, but above 15. Okay, interesting. So what we could do is, because this 0.25 is so close, like 25 cents is like whatever, I could just say that this is 10x is less than or equal to 165, right? And that, I can see, okay, that's just moving the decimal. When I divide by 10, dividing by 10 just moves the decimal one place. So that immediately gets me that x has to be less than or equal to 16. Try inviting 16.09 guests. Yeah, right?
Nice.
Just someone with a missing arm or something.
Oh, man. This is where you can make some, like, 3/5 joke or something. I don't know. So I would maybe look at this. I'd shave off the 25 cents and say it's basically 10. And then if you divide that out, you get 16.5, right? But you know you have to be rounding down. Also, you know the number has to be less because 10.25 is technically bigger than 10. I believe Australians count as a quarter of a person, so that's a start. We got to cut them in half. So yeah, rounding down 16. I agree. 16 is probably the quickest way to do it. And I do agree. I would have taken the 35 off of the 200 right away, and then just divide by 10. 16.5. Round it down. 16. Yeah, cool. All right, nice. Okay, so if we go to score quiz 16.00. And then here, let's make sure that the bot puts the right points in. Nice, it did it. And you know what's very cool? Yeah. So Enigma and I were talking about this because I think we were hitting the API request limit because it would like update each score individually. Yeah, now it updates them all at once, which is smart because that's one API request. So it used to be, I think, how the bot was written, and we were talking about this. When writing code, there's like the efficient, beautiful way to do it, and then there's the brute force, I just need it to work. And if I were to have this, I just need it to work. I would have it individually make an API request to Google Docs to like update each cell individually, versus how it now works is it pulls the whole column and then it updates the whole column at once. That's a smarter way to do it. So nice. Okay, points are working. Sweet. It's working as intended. Love it. Good job, Enigma, fixing that over the weekend. Very nice.
Nice.
Okay. Much to my chagrin. Much to my chagrin. Is chagrin like much to my smile? Is that what that means?
Chagrin, irritation.
Much to my irritation. Oh, interesting. Like the hair on my chinny chin 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 or something. Oh, here's another this is gonna be another decimal question. Okay, here we go. So yeah, get ready. Okay, quiz is gonna start. We're gonna show the question here. In 3, 2, 1, go. No, not that one. Ooh, the 2 decimal places though, Zach. No. I hate the formatting. I mean, it's a good question. Zach, what would you do for formatting if this was your stream and you were running it? How would you do it? Would you say that if it's an integer, we're just always going to accept integers? Because I have to come up with like a standard, right? I'll see myself out. No, come back. Yeah. We know in your heart you got it right first, right? You're actually engaging with a similar problem? Yeah, I mean, I don't want to put too much complications into coding this bot, because we could have it detect if the answer is supposed to be a number, and then, just have it be, is this equal to it in, like, number form? In solidarity with Zach. Oh, okay. Good job, Filmbox. Okay, cool. All right, let's solve this one real quick. Yeah, you could cast it to an integer, but like, how do you tell it? I'd have to have a different type of score. I'd have to say like score quiz num, and then be like, okay, it's getting casted to an integer. Versus usually it's multiple choice. The next couple questions will be multiple choice, and then we're doing, a 2 lower like character string comparison. I should get some paper and a pen. Yeah. I guess yeah. So anyways, yeah, to do this one, yeah, cast it to a double float. Yeah. You can have rounding errors too, right? You can have if it's within plus or minus 5% or something, like you just call it. It's fine. But okay, yeah. So this thing usually looks scary. I usually don't like absolute values, honestly, because there's always 2 solutions to it. But the solutions are to like make the whole thing positive or make the whole thing negative, right? The 2 solutions is I just remove the absolute value, so it's just 4x minus 4 is equal to 112, or I multiply everything inside by -1. So that would be negative 4x plus 12 is equal to 112. Yeah, like these are the 2 ways to solve it. I think, pretty sure. But they want the positive one, right? This is not going to give us the positive answer, because x will end up being negative. So we can just ignore this one. We don't even need to look at this one. This is good. Plus 4, 4x equals 116. If I needed to do this really quickly in my head, the way I would do it is I know that 4 times 25 is 100, and then 4 times 4 is equal to 16. Oh, did we do something wrong here? Oh, they want the value of x minus 1. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, sorry. So, sorry, I'm solving for x first. Yeah, at first I was like, wait, what? So, okay. So, in this case, x is going to be this plus this, right? Because 100 plus 16 is 116, and this plus this is 4 times 25 plus 4, which is the same thing as 4 times 29. Okay? So, 29 is the value of x, but they try to trick you, dude. Try to trick you with this, right? So x is equal to 29, but they want x minus 1. So this is going to end up being 28. So yeah, good job. Okay, cool. Oh, I didn't even close the quiz, did I? Score quiz 28.00. Laz Joma gets it correct again. Okay, good job, Laz. All right, let's see what we got. Ooh, okay, good. Yeah, this is multiple choice. In here, let's make sure also that let's make sure that the scores are coming up correct. Yeah, scores are coming up correct. Okay, good. All right. Ooh, I like this. Okay. 3. Oh, I need to start the quiz. 1 sec. Start quiz. Okay. 3, 2, 1, and go. This one's a little tougher. Like, I don't see instantly what to get for it. No, I'm not gonna do this. Come on, Falcon. This one is a little bit harder than the last question for sure. My brain is MIA. What happened to it? Where'd it go? Where'd it go missing? All right, cool. All right, let's try to do this one. Close the quiz. I use my handy CG50 because I don't want to manually do cubic powers. Yeah, it's kind of tricky here. It's a furious discussion with Archimedes. Uh-oh. Okay, cool. All right, so a cube has an edge length of this, a solid sphere of radius this is inside, such that the sphere touches the center of each face of the cube. Cool. To the nearest cubic inch, what is the volume of this in the cube not taken up by the sphere? Okay, cool. So this is just going to be volume of the cube, right, minus volume of the sphere. And if we want to look at what this looks like, here, put a picture of it. Sphere inside cube. Yeah, it probably looks something like this, right? Well, I like this. This looks kind of fun. Yeah. There's our sphere inside the cube. And yeah, it's important. You guys should notice here, right, that the radius is half of the cube length, and that makes sense, right? Because Zach, yeah, but needed a calculator. It's okay. Yeah. So this right here is 34 as the radius. Because then, yeah, the next 34 here would give you the full length of the 68. Sorry, Zach, you get the next one. I know you got it. Yeah, this is 68. Okay, so volume of a cube, if we remember that, that's going to be the side cubed. So that's going to end up being 68 cubed. Let's see if we can do this in our heads, like, quickly. And the volume of sphere, right, that's going to end up being pi r squared, right? Yeah, good luck with 34 cubed, right?
No.
Yeah, rip, dude. So that's minus pi. We just got to use the calculator? Yeah, probably. Pi times 34 squared. Yeah, pi r squared, right? So 34 squared. Okay. Yeah, I guess, yeah, the cube is, this is where things get tricky. Because if this was just... Oh, 4/3. Yeah, thank you. Sorry. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I actually really screwed up. 4/3 pi r cubed. Yeah, it's not pi r squared. That's the area of a circle, not the volume of a sphere. Wow. Yeah, 30 cubed is around 2,700. Ooh, interesting. I do like this, actually. Okay, wait. He says 8 minus 4/3 pi. Where's the... Oh, because it's a factor of 2. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I like... Zach, I like that. That's cool, actually. Yeah. So, Zach actually comes up with something cool here, right? So, let's just call R equal to 34. Yeah, okay. If R is equal to 34, right, then the side length of the cube is 2R. So, the volume of the cube is 2R cubed. And then this is minus 4/3 pi R cubed. So yeah, Zach has a cool thing here, right? Because R cubed, we can factor that out. So then this is 2 cubed minus 4/3 pi all times R cubed. Again, the way to do this, I think the quickest way is to just use your calculator and do this. But I like Zach's idea with doing things in your head. It's a cool exercise to be able to approximate big things like this. Okay, but if we do 68 cubed minus, what is this going to be, 4/3 pi times 34 cubed, that's going to get us 149. Yeah, so that's basically choice A. Yeah, cool. All right, so that would get us choice A. Gets out. All right, then. Gets out. With TI-86, what's the TI-86? Is that some special, like, I don't know? CG50 is better than the Casio. I'm a big Casio fan. Yeah, I agree. But no, let's. I want to see what Zach's thing here was. So yeah, 2 cubed is 8. I agree with that. And then 4/3 pi. Remember, pi is basically 3. It's 3.14. So these will actually cancel out. So good. So this is actually 8 minus 4, right? And then we're at R cubed. I agree with that. That's cool. So that's basically just 4R cubed. And then let's remember that R was 34, which is around 30, right? R is basically 30. So R cubed would be 30 times 30 times 30, which is the same thing as 3 cubed times 10 cubed, right? Right, because this is like 3 times 10 times 3 times 10 times 3 times 10. Like each 30 is a 3 times 10. So that's 3 cubed times 10 cubed. 3 cubed we know is 27. 10 cubed is 1,000. So that's 27,000. And then we're multiplying that by 4. Right? Okay, cool. So then this is going to be, in 27,000 is basically 25,000. So this becomes basically 100,000-ish. Okay, but that's on the low end. We know it's low. So looking at these, I guess you could eliminate this one because there's no way it's going up by a factor of 3 for our approximation from 34 to 30. So yeah, I guess this. If these were orders of magnitude, which I was kind of hoping they would be, then that allows you to start marking off some answers right away. But since they're all on the order of 100K. You gotta just use the math. You gotta use a calculator. Yeah. What's up, Star Egg? Good. Okay, cool. All right, so let's score that quiz. Good job, guys. I got it right. So what was it? So Femvox says, seems likely that B and D are wrong because what's the chance it'll be so close to an exact multiple of 100? Yeah, I guess so. Dr. Gold suddenly becomes an engineer with pi equals 3. Yeah. Yeah. Pi is just basically 3, man. TI-86 is out of batteries. Gets out the Linux calculator. Yeah. Yeah. What's the chance it'll be close to an exact... Yeah, there's a 50% chance. Is there a 50% chance? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, this looks kind of sus. Sussy sus. Yeah. So yeah, maybe you could say it's that or that one. Basically, yeah, because you do have like 8 cubed and 4 cubed, and then there's a pi, I think it'd be pretty hard for it to hit an exact factor of 100. I agree. So yeah, maybe you could just with the nature of how the numbers are working, right? It's pretty rare for these ones to pop up. Yeah, this is actually a whole thing. They do this with taxes, I think. Zach, do you know what I'm talking about? The whole thing where the IRS can tell if you're faking numbers because our human brains will automatically pick numbers that aren't random. Yeah, taxes. Yeah. Those things I still haven't paid yet. Yeah. IRS, taxes, statistics, fake numbers. Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, here it was. Man, yeah, what's it called? Can tell fake tax numbers, and it's a statistics thing. Benford's Law. That's what it is. Yeah, Benford's Law. Yeah. Oh my god, so many ads. Oh my god, chill. No. Okay, here we go. Dude, what? Can I just please see? Okay, here we go. Okay. So Benford's Law says, like, what's the probability, I think, for numbers to be a certain thing. And so in human psychology, and there is no such thing as absolute randomness. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so the actual distribution of what numbers appear at the end of things follows some distribution. And you can compare the numbers that someone puts in, like the last numbers, compared to what the last numbers should be. And if it's statistically different, then you know they fake their numbers. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Yeah, Benford's Law. The law of anomalous numbers, or the first digit law, is in observing that in many real-life data sets, the leading digit is likely to be small. Oh, so sorry. They look at the leading digit, not the last digit. They look at the leading digit. Uniformly distributed digits would occur about 11% of the time. Wow. Okay, cool. So yeah, they can use this looking at the numbers that you put in your taxes and comparing the two distributions to each other. It's pretty cool. But okay, cool. Oh, what's up, Ramton?
Hello.
Hey, good to see you, dude.
How's it going?
What's going? Good, man. Yeah, we're just doing SAT questions and stuff for
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the kid. What did you take the SAT, Ramton?
I did, yeah.
Did you get a perfect 1600?
No. I took it when it was like 2400.
Oh, okay, when it was out of 2400. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got in the low 2000s.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, on my math I got 800, but like, you know,
The English.
it's
and
rough when you've learned English 3 years ago, and then they're like, here's the SATs.
Yeah.
So the English was like kind of killing me.
Yeah, and honestly, when you're applying to colleges, if you're trying to go in for a math degree or something, I don't think they really care too much what your English score is.
No, they didn't even look at my SATs.
Oh, they didn't even look at your SATs. Yeah.
Yeah, I just sent it to them, and then they were like, yeah, your math is like, you got 800. And I was like, yeah, the math's too easy, and the English is impossible. What the hell is happening?
Yeah,
And they were like,
when people ask me to teach, this is why I don't teach the SAT as like a tutoring thing, like full time, because I just don't know how to teach the English section. Like to me, it's a toss up of things, and I don't really want to learn all the strategies. Although I know you make bank like teaching for the SAT, but I don't know.
I can, I think should be able to teach it in certain things if they haven't changed it much.
Mm-hmm.
I did learn a lot of techniques. I think having a strong vocabulary and being a quick reader is just, it's kind of like, you can teach the techniques, but honestly, I would say being a quick reader is just, probably the biggest advantage that you would have, because you can read the paragraph and everything. But like, if you're good at like skimming the text,
summarizing,
it's a huge advantage, because like there's no reason actually trying to understand the text. Like that's one of the things I learned. It's like, don't try to understand the text.
Don't actually try to understand what's going on.
No, because the thing is like most of the questions you really don't understand
Oh,
You
man.
wouldn't be able to answer them right off the bat until you refer back to the text again. So if you're good at reading it fast enough to be able to know which part of the text to refer back to, that's essentially the technique to use.
I see.
'Cause most of the
You're
questions
not
is
actually
like,
understanding the
like-
passage. You're just understanding, do you know how to look up in a table like where the sentence is and extract the information real quick?
Yeah, kind of like that. Like it will ask a question about something, and you're like, "Oh, I remember that was like the second paragraph, right?" And then
Yeah.
you go and read the second paragraph and try to understand it like fully with like 100%.
Right.
But like everything else, you want to read it with like 50-60% focus to a certain degree, so that you're able to like read the passage quickly, and then because a lot of it is just fluff, right?
Yeah,
So
it's just garbage.
trying to understand all of the text in the first turn just seems like not an efficient use of your time. And then, but if you're also a slow reader, you're gonna have to kind of do that. So that was one of the biggest things, because like I couldn't read as fast. Like
English was
given
your
that,
second
like-
language, right? It wasn't your first language.
yeah, and as I said, like that was at like a point where it was like 3 years only speaking English for me. So it was a little rough trying to take the SATs, because like there were so many words that like they were still kind of part of like a vocabulary for me, but most people were like, "Oh, I know this word," but like for me, it's like
Yeah,
I
you
don't
just haven't
know,
seen it
like-
before. Yeah,
yeah,
it's-
it wasn't
it's-
part of the SAT vocabulary, but I still didn't know it, so it was a little rough trying to
I see.
do the SATs with that.
Yeah, because I have the reading and writing, I guess, from last year. This is the question. This doesn't even have a paragraph, or it doesn't have a passage. I feel like
Oh yeah,
this is just,
they might have changed it up.
well, they also got rid of the penalties. There's no penalty for guessing now.
Oh my god. Okay, that was a huge thing that dropped my
Yeah.
score.
Yeah, they got rid of
Because,
the
like-
penalty for guessing.
Yeah, because penalty before it was 1/3 of a mark.
Yeah,
So
it was
every
a lot.
3 questions you got wrong, and I'm pretty sure that dropped like my English at least like a little over 100 points.
Right, because you
So
didn't
I think I
know
got,
what
like-
you were guessing on and like what was correct and what wasn't. You're just like,
Yeah, like I wasn't even guessing. Like I thought I was answering the correct question, but I was still getting some wrong.
Yeah. So yeah, the digital SAT is now drastically easier. The passages are short now. Yeah, I'm looking at this and like, first of all, I don't see any passages here. I'm seeing this. Something about,
Yeah, this is like wildly different than.
yeah.
Oh, actually, this is kind of the vocabulary part. So
Yeah, maybe is there? Do you
In
think
what?
there's a passage? I mean, this kind of looks like a passage, ish. But I remember it being like a
Still.
massive thing, and then there was like a bunch of questions you
yeah,
had to keep referring
so
back to.
typically it was when I was doing it. You see, like how there's the 2 columns here.
Yeah,
It was like typically minimum 2 columns of text,
yeah.
maybe like 2.5, 3, and then you would have to answer questions based on those. And I remember there was either 3 or 4 sections to it, because like it went like
Mhm.
English, like it was reading, and then it was the reading comprehension, and then it was like what they called grammar, which
I
was
see.
just like
yeah, like do
trying
you put
to
a comma
fix it.
here? Yeah, all the fucking
Yeah.
rules and stuff.
Yeah, which that one was pretty much all rules. Like that one,
Yeah.
you kind of had to memorize everything. But yeah, like the passage, I remember it was like each section had like a different theme to it. And I remember the most brutal one was the last one, because
Yeah.
it was 2 columns, but each column was from a different writer about a similar topic. And then all of the questions were a lot of comparisons. And I remember like one of the questions that they almost pretty much asked was like, oh, if this writer was to write this other paragraph from the first passage, how would they write it? And it was just like, I was like, I don't know. Like, even when I knew the answer, like when you know the answer, a lot of the times it seems like a lot more obvious.
Mm-hmm.
But like for those parts, even when I knew the answer, it was like impossible. But I mean, it did also like I think it's a huge difference like between my English now and then. Like I remember in high school I took the IELTS, which is
it's like the TOEFL for us. Yeah,
pretty much exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for Canadian, most of the Commonwealth countries. They
Commonwealth.
take that.
Yep.
And so when I took that in high school, I got like a 7 out of 9.
Uh huh.
And then like took it again this year. I got 8.5 out of 9. I pretty much got like 9
Pretty
in
much.
most things except for the writing.
I wonder if
Which-
I would get 9 out of 9 if I even like took it. Like,
Depends. How good are you with accent?
oh, accents. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, because the reading part is typically sorry, not the repeat. There's a listening part. They typically.
Oh, you
take,
have to
like,
listen to other people speaking English, and you have to understand it. Is that what happens, Rampton? Oh, he just muted himself real quick. 1 sec. What is it? Laz says the reading and writing is now comparing 2 really short passages. Yeah, I agree. So this is an example, I guess, of like having to compare two short passages. You have this like text 1, then you have this like text 2. And then they say, based on the text, what would the author of text 2 most likely say about text 1's characterization of discovery involving EGR? So this sucks. Like, what you have to read both of these things and then try to like form an opinion based on like what text 2 would say about text 1. Yeah, these suck, dude. I wouldn't want to do these. But yeah, I don't know. If I were to like actually like teach the writing section, or I guess the reading and writing section of the SAT, I would be like, let's just work through problems. You just got to work through a bunch of them and like pick up the patterns, I guess. The IELTS is also heavily graded in answering incomplete sentences. Oh wow. Probably a rare thing in today's atmosphere of everyone just like sending short texts to each other. Like, you up, bro?
No.
Oh man. All right, we'll see when Rampton comes back. But here, let's do the next question while we were waiting. Let me see. Where were we? We did this.
Yeah, so for the IELTS,
Mhm.
if you're doing the reading part, it's kind of like you read it like a long text, typically like the whole page, and then you answer a bunch of questions based on it, and they're typically very easy. Like reading, I got 9 when I did that. Listening, depending on, again, because it's for Commonwealth languages, you would get any of the British kind. You wouldn't get like Scouse, right? But like
Scouse? Is that like the Cockney stuff? Like,
no, like Scouse is like the Liverpool.
Oh,
accent. It's
Liverpool.
just-
Okay.
But you would probably get one of them, and they speak kind of on the slower end, so it's
Okay,
not terrible. But like I remember the first time I got it, I don't remember, but this time when I did the reading test, it was a New Zealand accent.
Like a Kiwi accent?
Yeah. So if you're not good with that, you probably wouldn't be able to understand the thing, because they are having, typically it's just a conversation between two people,
Uh-huh.
and then they will ask you questions like where are they meeting, or like what time are they meeting, what is she wearing,
One.
right?
You will
And
get a
then
number
you kind of have to like answer those questions based on those when you go.
Dude, this is like a
And,
7-minute thing, dude. I see this practice one. What, you're supposed to listen to this 7-minute passage or something? What?
I think they speak in like segments.
Oh,
So, like,
sorry, right.
they speak
So
like
that's basically
30 seconds,
Uh-huh.
and then there is like 3 fill in the blanks or 4 in the fill in the
Oh, this is
and then
too
you
funny.
have time. And then I think they play it twice also.
I see.
Harbour
I don't
City.
remember. I
Are
took
you
it
planning to travel by bus or
last
train?
year, I think.
I see.
Or
I see.
might have been. Yeah.
Oh, I see. And then
but,
here are the questions. The express train leaves at this. The nearest station is
yeah,
this. Number
it's
706.
not typically that difficult. The biggest throw off for this one is the accent.
The accents.
So like, but like
because
I've
it's
watched
because
a
it's all
lot
the
of-
Commonwealth, so
The
you get
man
like the
wants to go to
Kiwis.
Harbour City.
Yeah,
get the
you get
English.
Australian,
Harbour
you get
City
British.
has been written.
I don't know if you would get
Now we shall begin.
Scottish,
You should answer
but
the
it might be
question
rough.
as you listen, because you will
But,
not.
That's too
be-
funny.
I'd like to get to Harbour
and then the
City
writing,
tomorrow
and then
before
there's like one more. I believe.
That's too funny.
Reading. And then there's a conversation where you have this speaking where you have to.
Oh,
go
you
to an
have to
interview.
speak. You have to go speak with
Yeah,
someone.
you have to go to
someone
an
random.
interview, and then they just ask you a
Ah.
bunch of questions. And so yeah,
Yeah.
I think I got like pretty much 9 and everything, and then I got a 7.5 on my writing.
Okay, nice.
And then overall it ended up.
We don't
being
have
like-
writing anymore for the SAT either. Like there's no writing set. I remember we had to write essays, right?
Yeah, it was
We had
like
ours.
500. Was it 500 or 1500?
No,
It was
15
something
sounds
like
like a lot.
that.
It's probably 500.
Yeah, I remember it was like pretty short. I was one over, but
Yeah. All right, nice. Here, let me start a quiz for the kids that are waiting here. So what we're doing, Ransom, is I got a bot written for Twitch, and so what happens is like I type in some things like, oh, we're starting a quiz, and then the people in the Twitch end up putting in what they think the answer is, and yeah, it's cool. And so anyone who answers gets 1 point. If you get the correct answer, you get 2 points, and then if you're the first person to get the correct answer, you get 3 points. And so it's kind of yeah, it's cool. Yeah, so it's that was kind of my idea for the summer. I was like, what do we do during the summer? Like, no one really is taking classes. No one really has homework. But I know a lot of people.
Was it your friend, the quantum gravity guy that like implemented this?
No. It's actually a guy named Enigma. It's Enigma. His name is Enigma, and he's Enigma's he's Mother Marxism, I think, on Discord. But he's so along with all the other math streamers here on Twitch, he's kind of he's buddies with all of them and us, I guess. And so he writes bots and stuff. It's cool. I am the kids. Laz said, yeah, you are the kids. You're all my kids.
Yeah, sorry, I got really busy and everything. I think I like.
You're good. We should catch up
on
stuff.
Supposed to have a. Yeah, I think we can do like a separate call during like a weekend or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think my schedule. I'll have like a more regular schedule coming September and everything.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I'd like to just see like where you're at, like what you're doing, what's up with life, and then kind of brainstorm about like what we wanted. I know we had a meeting like months ago, right, about like ideas. I
think it was like 4 months ago.
Yeah, it was like February or March or something. Yeah, but yeah, things are always changing in flux. So always good to hear from you and stuff. The way the quiz working is Laz gets 3 for each question. The rest of us gets 2 if we don't screw up. Yeah, Laz has been getting the correct answer a lot recently.
Laz, okay.
Laz Joma is his name. Yeah, it's cool. We have a bunch of Laz there. Yeah, here's all the So here's all the math streamers. There. If I put exclamation point math streamers, those are all our awesome, fun Twitch friends who also stream math stuff. So if we're not streaming and you want to learn more about math, those guys are streaming. And then also, there's some courses that are happening. So some of the streamers are doing.
Sorry, where are you putting these stuff?
Sorry, yeah. Oh, one second. Can I put it in here? 1 second. Let me do it this way. Math streamers.
If it's on Twitch, I'll just try to log in.
It's on Twitch, but also here it works in Discord as well. So what's happening is also some of these streamers are running courses over the summer. So Obi-Wan Pez is running a differential equations course. I think he started it last week, and so they're going through questions, problems, and he's like lecturing. I think twice a week on it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then Penn Center. I'm sure you've heard from Penn Center or know of him. He's doing a complex analysis, and then Dawn is doing E&M physics on Saturdays. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I should definitely check those out.
Yeah, they're all good courses. Yeah, they're cool. Okay, so I started the quiz. So, okay, here comes the question. So, do $A and then your answer choice to submit, and then we'll go over it. So, here we go. Laz already got it. Laz got something. $10 right behind. StarX says 4. You want to put the answer choice. Yeah, not the number. Put the answer choice. Yeah, so in this case it's A, B, C, or D. Yeah, but yeah, and Stark, here's the other thing. Yeah. Yeah, once you put in your answer, it only lets you put in one answer. So yeah. So you want to be quick, but you want to make sure you're right. So this is a thing on the SAT. Especially the beginning questions, you want to get those done quickly because they're easy, but you also want to make sure you get them right, because if you get them wrong, the test will adapt and not give you harder questions at the end. So it actually like caps out what the max score you can get is. Yeah, it's online, so they all take it digitally now. So the test is adapt. So I have a paper copy of this, Rampton, right? Like I have a paper copy of it so I can go through things. But people go to testing centers and they take it on a computer.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's adaptive. So it's I think, did you ever take the GRE for like grad school? Or you thought about going back to grad school, right?
No, I did the GRE test. I know how
that was online, right? That wasn't paper, was it?
I don't know exactly, but I went to the test book and everything.
Yeah. All right, here, close quiz. All right. All right, let's go through this question. This is a pretty cool one. Yeah, so this is conics. And everyone in pre-calc's like, fuck, I hate conics. But it comes up a lot. It's important to be able to recognize the equations for different shapes and things. Oh, it's all outlined in the materials you sent me. I printed the practice test and started reading. Very cool. Yeah, conics are cool, man. I always think conics are cool because, like, where they come from, right? Don't they come from, like, what is it? Like, it's like two cones, right? Is that what it is? And, like, they just slice them at different cross sections. I feel like that's what it is. I think it's like this. I'll show the graph at some point.
So
it's pretty cool.
What are you?
I was just talking about, like, what conics are, right?
Yeah.
Like, we learn them in pre-calc, right? But no one ever actually shows that why conics are cool, right? Is because I think they're different slices of cross sections of these double cones. Yeah. Conan the conic. Yeah. I wish they showed this to me when, like, they were teaching it instead of being like, "Oh, just memorize all these equations." Suck.
Yeah, I learned that from what's it called? Differential geometry.
See, there we go. Yeah. You had to go and take, like, a much higher level math class in order to get that.
Yeah, and then I was like,
information. You're like,
why
oh,
doesn't
this makes sense.
in high school. And then
I know, right?
I was like, nope, not mine. But,
Not my high school.
Sure.
And actually, so I was talking about this on a couple streams ago. We got to some later, because the SAT questions get pretty hard at the end, but one of them I think was going into, oh man, it was some weird property where that thing usually doesn't get taught because it's saved for, like, the end of the math class, and then usually teachers just don't get to it. They're just like, oh, we didn't have time, but it's on the SAT.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's stuff. So, but this, you guys should recognize the equation of a circle. So it's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. The center of the circle is always going to be at h comma k. And then this is going to be the radius r. So they're looking for the diameter, which you should know right away. Diameter is equal to twice the radius. This should look like r squared. So 16 is the same thing as 4 squared. So that tells me r is equal to 4. But then they wanted the diameter. So that's why some of you guys picked 4, but like, nope. You want the diameter, which is twice the radius. So that's where you want to go with 8. So yeah, they tried to trick you there. Yeah, it's okay, Starlight. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, yeah, quick way to do this one. You need to remember your conics equations. I think I've only really seen circles so far. I haven't seen any parabolas or ellipses. I haven't seen any of that yet. It's mainly just been circles. Okay, so score quiz. And then
it's very similar for anyone interested as well. For like a ellipse, you would just be dividing each of those like x and y terms by another term as well.
By basically this radius term, because you always want it to be equal to 1, right?
Yeah, and like there are coefficient. There would be like a coefficient in front of them, like they're not getting divided by the same exact.
Exactly.
Number. That's why you got an ellipse. Because if you just divide this whole equation, then you would just have like, the same exact equation as a circle, right? You just divided both sides by 60. But yeah, it would look a little different when you have the x and y term. So that would be for an ellipse. And typically you would equate it to like either some number squared or equal to 1. Because the whole reason of doing it equal to 1, because then essentially each coefficient squared would be the distance to the center.
Yes, that's the semi-major axis, right? Major axis, semi-major axis.
Semi-major or the semi-minor axis for the thing. And then if you have turned a plus into a minus, then you would now have, so exactly that same equation, you take that plus, turn it into a minus, you would get hyperbolas.
Hyperbolas,
right? And then if you have the minus in front of the y or the x, the hyperbola would look
vertical versus horizontal. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Ransom's bring up, this basically is what happens when, this becomes over 12, right? Yeah, and then this just becomes over 1. You end up getting something like this if you just divide everything by like whatever this radius term is, and you get this equal to 1, then these thing, yeah, this is right. This is like a squared, and this is like b squared or something.
Yeah. So
I always hate how they teach it. They teach it, Ramton, sometimes so that like the first one is always a squared, and then they switch the equation, you know, whether it's this one or this one. I always say whatever the larger one is, and then whatever variable it's under, that's describing that axis. So if this is the bigger one, that means the semi-major axis is along the y.
Yeah, another way of I think about it is like, I mean, it's good to always memorize these, you know, because like you want to just be faster during a test. But a great way of actually verifying these is take one of those brackets and turn it into a 0, right? So when you're center,
you mean take this and turn it into a 0?
So yeah, so for example, when we have x minus h, right? We know that that's like gonna be
okay. Yeah, let me make this like 4 or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So so x minus 4. So it's gonna be the center of your ellipse is gonna be at x equals to 4, right? So if I put x equals to 4, what do I get? I will get the y that is going to be directly above where my center is.
Oh, right? Okay.
So like if I have 4, 3, yeah. So if I put x equals to 4, the distance
this goes away
above, that thing will just be whatever y value will make this equation work equal to 1, right? And then you can now see that, oh, okay, so if I were to solve this equation, it would be y minus 3
squared is equal to
1, yeah. So then I'll just get y minus 3 equals to square root of 12.
Good, yep.
And then you would add the 3, right? So the plus 3 is just going to be how far you are away from your center. So now you can see why that with this
was 3
one,
plus or minus 12, right? Be plus or minus square root of 12,
plus
right?
Plus or minus radical 12, right? Or the square root of 12.
I see. So
the
then you're
3 is where your center is, and then if you move square root of 12 up, you would be where the top is, and you would
move square root of 12 down to get to the other one.
Yeah, that would be where the bottom of it is, right?
I like that.
So there's always ways of verifying these, so you don't have to always memorize it forever.
Yeah, you don't have to like memorize this.
Right now, I don't have which one is the semi-major,
like this. Yeah, exactly. Which one's yeah.
So I will just like do this thing in my head or like on paper, and I'll immediately figure out. So it's good to have that knowledge in the first place, but then memorize it for the test.
Yeah,
you can forget the memorization part once you're done with the test, but always have to.
But again, on the SAT, you just want to be able to bam get these done quickly. Like this is cool. I like the complete understanding of it.
Don't do it without the understanding. Like,
exactly. Yes, I agree. Yeah, you should understand where it's coming from, because then the memorization makes more sense. Like it's easier. So like, it clicks. Yeah, that's cool.
SAT, unfortunately, is about how quick you are. So that's
it's not really about
a lot of the people, because you can get away with SAT by memorization without understanding.
Oh yeah.
So it kind of it incentivizes the wrong way of learning.
Yeah, that's why I don't like teaching it. But it's like a necessary evil at this point. My friends are always like, "Oh, why don't you teach the SAT, dude? You could get like $400 an hour like teaching the SAT." But I just hate teaching it because I don't think it's a good way of teaching math. It's teaching. It's a trick. It's a game. You know. But kids gotta take it. So I figured for the summer, we'll play the game. We'll play the game. All right. Let's see. Next question coming up, guys. All right. Let's see. The other thing I like to show is when are the SATs? August.
When are they?
End of August.
Wait, August.
End of August. Yeah. There's a couple dates for them.
Wait, don't they happen every 3 months or so? Also.
Yes. Here we go. Here's some dates.
Yeah.
Well, I want it for like 2024. But students usually take it in the fall. Is usually how it works. So
because of the deadlines and everything, yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, if you're applying to colleges, these are usually the last 2 you can take. Anything here won't get to the college in time. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So like sometimes people will take it here as like in the winter and spring as a first time just to assess where they're at, and then they'll take it for real either the August or the October date. Or I mean, if you do well enough in one of these spring dates, you just carry it forward. You're like, screw it. Like, I got a good enough score. That's actually what happened with me. I got a 2120 on it, and I didn't even study for it. But I said, this is good enough. I'm already accepted to the college I'm going to. Who cares? You know, I didn't really want to, like, have to take it again.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
So it works out.
Yeah, I think I took it in December.
Oh, okay. So then you took it super late, but which is also really, I guess, super early.
No, it was super late.
And did you apply for colleges? Were you applying for colleges that year?
Yeah. But I would say this, though. Like, I think the deadline for international students might be later.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not mistaken. It was like years ago or something like that. And there are certain states and everything, certain schools are like later. So I would say check with certain schools. Right?
Yeah, to see what the deadlines are for grades.
You could get away with like doing it even like November, December.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like pushing it pretty much.
Yeah, and then there's also like early enrollment, and then there's rolling admissions, right?
Yeah.
Where they just keep accepting people as you apply, and so you kind of want to be first if it's rolling admissions. So you want to you want to have your scores in.
Yeah, I think they accept people all the way till like February.
My friend was waitlisted UCLA, just got accepted, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, as like off the wait list, which is crazy.
A grad school or like?
No, just undergrad. Yeah, regular undergrad.
Undergrad, okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, undergrad. I would say grad school. Yeah, that's like I've seen so many people get accepted to grad school last minute, so I wouldn't be surprised.
He's like, hey, just change your life right now. You got to go do this.
Yeah, it would be pretty late, but it's good that people have options.
Okay, here's the next quiz questions, guys. Quiz has started. Use $A to answer. See who gets it right. It looks like we're doing something with exponentials. Yeah, Laz. Uh-oh. Who's going to get this one right? Wait, what? How'd you get it that quickly, Laz? What? I haven't even read the question yet. F of 1 is k, where k is a constant. Which of the following equivalent forms of the function shows the value of k as the coefficient or the base? It says k is a coefficient or a base. I agree. Femvox says C as well. Heavenly says C. Stark says C. Okay. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, I understand everyone's going to jump on the bandwagon, but like maybe Laz is wrong. Just stealing from you guys. Yeah, it's okay. That's why there's a bonus for answering it correct first. But yeah, the important thing is we want you to understand where this is coming from, you know. My math is do whatever Laz is saying. Okay. What if Laz isn't here one day though? If I'm wrong, this is funny. Yeah, you're the lemmings, right? They've all followed you off the edge of the hill or something. All right, here, let's close the quiz. All right. Exponential function, they say f of 1 is equal to k. Okay, so they say f of 1 is equal to k. Let's remember that f of something, sorry, is equal to k, not x. This is usually like f of x is equal to something with x in it, okay? So they're saying when x is equal to 1, I need the whole thing to equal k, where k is a number, a constant. Constant means it's a number that doesn't change, okay? So I need, whenever x is equal to 1, to get a single number. Which is either a coefficient or a base. Okay. I'm technically sick right now, so I shouldn't even be here. Okay. Well, good. Well. Oh no, don't die. Yeah. This is actually kind of a tricky question. I'm confused at the wording from it. I'm pretty sure the answer is C. Because I know when I plug in 1, right, this becomes 128. Sorry, 128.
I think it's poorly worded, but
it's poorly worded, right?
The problem to be equals to is like f of x equals to k times something else. Right? Or k times something to the power of something. And so if you were to, all of the numbers in front, if you plug in x equals to 1,
yeah,
you don't get just the numbers in front, right? So for the first one, you would get 50 times 1.6
squared.
2,
yeah.
Yeah, and then the second one you get 80 times 1.6. So your k is no longer 80, is 80 times 1.6, right?
Okay.
So I think what they are looking for is like f of x equals to k times some exponential, which the only way to get that it would be if you have it multiplied by 1. Like f of 1 is equals to k, not which is just the base, and it's being multiplied by 1, whatever the exponential term is.
Exactly.
So that's where
you need something to the 0 power, yeah, to get you 1. Yeah, Laz says, I did your advice of just look at the choices and plug in shit. Yeah. I do say this sometimes with the SAT. Don't waste too much time trying to decipher what the question is. Just look at the answers. And I agree. Looking at this, right? If I needed something like raised to an exponent when x is equal to 1 to just equal a number, my two choices, I would narrow it down to these two just right off the bat. Because I know something to the -1 is going to like flip it and make it a fraction. Like we don't want that, right? So it's definitely not this one. And then something squared, yeah, that's not really doing anything special either. But these two do something special. Because when I raise to the 0 power, that turns it into 1. And also when I raise to the 1, I just get the same number. So even if I was just like blindly going through this, just looking at the answer choices, I think it could either be B or C. Just straight off the answer choices. Like what looks unique. But as Ranton said, yeah, when we plug x is equal to 1 here, this whole thing becomes to the 0. And then what you end up getting is that f of 1 is equal to what the first number is here, which is this 128. I guess here, Ranton, it's technically 80 times 1.6, so it's like it's the same thing, but they're saying it has to be a single number.
Yeah, I think that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, it's weird. I think this is like f of x is equal to k, and then it's like r to the x is what it is.
Yeah,
Exponentials have come up a lot. They've come up a lot on this test. They love these exponentials for whatever reason. Okay, nice. Good job, guys. Here, let me score quiz. And then this answer choice we said was C. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. Laz got first. Nice. And then it'll update all the questions. Okay, nice. Good stuff. Nice. Good job. Okay, let's see. Probably got another question. What time is it? How long have we been streaming? Hour 48. I'll do like 1 or 2 more questions. And then, probably have to work on some other stuff. Did you watch any of the soccer matches or football matches, Rampton? Did you watch any of them?
No.
Are you big into footy? Do you like footy?
I'm surprised how suddenly everyone's, getting into like football. Because like for the longest time, I feel like nobody cared.
Yeah.
And now everybody's like on it, so I'm like, I feel like kind of behind, almost. So I was like, maybe I'll start at some point, but I haven't followed anything yet.
Yeah, that or what? Cricket's the big one, right? As well. Like I think people are starting to get more into cricket.
Tennis is also happening a lot right now.
It is. Yeah, some Italian person I think is the first person since Serena Williams to get the Roland Garros and was it Wimbledon or something?
It could be. Yeah.
I feel like tennis always has like this one star that like pops up for like a year or two and then they just like kind of fade off, right? Like you have these bright stars. Like Messi has been a powerhouse like for a while and continues to be. LeBron James continues to be a powerhouse, but I feel like in tennis I always just hear this random name come out of somewhere and then it goes somewhere else.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for the raid, Simplex. We got more people coming in. Woo!
Yeah, I was just literally on his stream, and I was like, why did it go to your stream? Because I was just opening all the links to give everyone, like, a follow.
Nice. Yeah, I think he was doing his differential equations today. Or maybe not. Or 1 o'clock. Yeah, he was doing differential equations today earlier. Nice. What's up, guys? Yeah, shout out to him. Let me shout out. Shout out. Yeah, shout out to our buddy Obi.
He's running a really cool differential equations course this summer. I think it's your second week, yeah? Second week of courses. So it's every Monday and Wednesday starting at 1 o'clock Pacific. So that, for those of you that, what time zone? So that's about 4 hours before this. 4 hours before right now. is when he started it. And I think they're usually, they're like 3-hour streams. In this case, yeah, it was almost a 4-hour stream, no?
Yeah.
Did exact equations and led it into finding integration factors. I love that. That's one of the cooler parts of DiffyQ. Is that the... One sec. That's the...
Sorry, I didn't see exactly.
No, that's good. I think it's this. Isn't it where it's like it's e to the integral of like a dx or something, and then you...
Oh,
this is,
yes.
This is like the differential equations
I
trick you
think
use?
These exact equations...
I mean, you should really I should just watch a stream, but yeah.
Yeah, I think exact equations kind of have this form of... Actually, now that you're saying it, I'm like, maybe...
Yeah, maybe I need it. Yeah, here it is.
Maybe you're... but I thought that the exact equations are written in the form of g dx plus... Or g of x dx plus h of y dy equals to like 1. Or like a constant.
Mm-hmm.
So then you essentially integrate each of the factors relative to...
Oh, and then it becomes like a product rule or something, right?
Yeah. So
this is so cool.
Yeah, m of dx. Yeah, so there is... Yeah, that's what it was. Typically, they have m or n. I don't like those letters. That's why I said g and h.
Yeah, m and n look kind of similar to each other.
Yeah, so it's like going to be m of x times like dx, and then there's like n of n times dy. And then you want to make sure that m is only a function of x and y is only a function of y, so you can integrate those, and then you have like a total function like this psi, what he's calling, which is going to be equals to a constant, right? And then there are inexact equations where you have to find a term that you multiply to the whole thing to get
something that
like
works out nice.
M of dx times, and so that's where the integration, some of the other parts come in, which are like the pretty cool thing.
Yeah, so he has it all on Discord. He has this whole class structured. Again, the links are there. If I just !courses, you can, if you click on that, it'll take you to his Discord, or this is Penn Center's Discord, I guess technically, but his channel in the Discord. But this is the structure for the course he has, and I guess he said there was homework questions. Is that going to be in the forums here probably?
It does say, like, for me, like when you put the
link
courses,
yeah,
it says I don't have access to this link. That's
oh, interesting. Oh, that doesn't work. Oh, okay. Is there a way, Obi, for people to have? Do people need access to things? That's actually interesting. Oh yeah, you know what it is, because it's probably the channels within a Discord, and you have to be like you joined the Discord role for it to for you to be able to see the channel, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Yeah. 1 sec. Here, I'll post. Are you in the Elements? Ramton, do you know about the Elements?
The Elements?
Yeah, that's the Discord that they use. 1 sec. Here, I'll how do I create invites for this? Not mute server. Invite people. There we go. Okay, there you go. That's the invite. Yeah. Okay. That's the Elements. That's his. Okay, thank you. Yeah, EnigmaBot has it. Yeah, just $ Penn Center. Yeah, that works too. Okay. Good. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, so Enigma. That's the guy who helped write our SAT quiz bot that we're doing. He also has a lot of different commands for finding the Discords and Twitches for all the other math streamers. The collective. But yeah, so it looks like once you join that Discord, then maybe the link should work for you to get into the channel. But yeah, I like this, Obi, that there's homework. I feel like watching things on a stream is cool. You will learn that way. Great, awesome. But the way to really internalize it is to actually do homework. You have to put pen to paper. And I like that. Ooh, I like that you're posting all the screenshot the from the boards and stuff. Wow. Okay, very cool. Nice. Here, get some thumbs up, dude. Yeah, cool. Oh, no. So yeah, Zach did it first with real analysis. Yeah, Zach did. Yeah, he was one of the first people to do a course, which is cool. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's do, another SAT question coming up. Did I already start the quiz? Let me see if I started the quiz for this. Did I? No, we just scored it. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. For those that are new, and just came in from Obi's stream, we're going over example SAT questions to help prepare students for the SAT coming up in the fall. And so what's happening is we're making a game out of it. So when I post the question up on the screen here, if you want to answer, you just use $answer or $A, and then followed by your answer choice, which you think is correct. You only get to answer once, so make sure you got the right answer coming in. And if you get it right, you'll get points. And then at the end of the summer, August 16th, I think, we're going to do a gift card giveaway for whoever's like the top of the leaderboard and stuff. So here's the question coming up. Let's see. Keep in mind, these are towards the end of the SAT math section, so these are getting harder. So so don't feel bad if you don't get the question within 5 seconds. Like it's gonna take a little bit of reading. But okay, let's start. And now. Ooh. We got some. Oh man, yeah, I guessed. We got some different. We have B, C, and D. B, C, and D. Oh, okay. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Oh, we're almost up to 1050. Nice. 1048. That's dope. C all the way, Star Egg says. Fembox says B. Jeff says he's wrong. Okay, cool. All right. Milk says B. See, now there's some. This is what happens towards the end. They start getting a little bit harder. Okay, Fembox says B. I have a chance. All right, we'll see. Okay.
Do they have the long answers still, or?
I think I have just a short answer. One sec. I probably do have it. Let me figure out where that would be.
I'm just curious. I don't have to.
No, because I am actually going to want to look at that. But okay, here. Let me close the quiz. Okay, closing quiz now. All right, let's go through this. All right. Exponential. The number of squirrels was 150% more than the number of squirrels at the end of the previous year. Okay, so it's going up by 150%. So again, they love these exponentials, dude. They love doing this. The way we learn about this, right, is that the amount is always equal to the initial amount, and then it's 1 plus the rate to the t. This is the equation we should all remember, right? Where this is going to be percentage increase or decrease as a decimal. Good. So 150% increase means that R is going to be 1.5. So the total thing that's getting raised to a power is going to be 2.5. All right? And you could have kind of seen that from the answer choices here. Do you see how, like, this is, again, what I also teach with the SAT is, like, yes, you can go through and read this whole thing, and you probably should, and you need to, but if you want to just, instead of solving the question to get the answers, solve the answers to look at what the question is. So in this case, I see that my choices are either 72 or 180 in the front, and then it's either a 1.5 or a 2.5 getting raised to a power. So what I should notice right away is that they say that it's 150% more. So 150% increase means that you're multiplying it by 2.5, not 1.5. If you want to know why that is, let's say, for instance, that the number of squirrels was 100% more. So if I start with 3, right, and something is 100% more the next time, that means it's going to add 3, right? So I'm going to add up to 6. It's like it's doubling. So really what happened is this multiplied by 2. 100% increase doubles your number. And it comes from this as well, right? It's 1 plus R. If it's 100% increase, that's 1 plus 1, which would be 2. So this is 150% increase, so we can immediately just start getting rid of these answer choices. It's not going to be anything of 1.5 to the T. Yeah, okay, here's the other part. Okay. The model estimates at the end of 2016 there were 180 squirrels, 180 in the population. Which of the following represents where n is the number of years n is the estimated number of squirrels in the population t years after the end of 2015. So they're saying at the end of 2016, it needs to be 180. Okay? So at the end of 2016, that's when t is equal to 1, right? Yeah. So we know that n must be equal to 180 when t is equal to 1. So that's going to be equal to some a naught. Then we know it's 2.5 to the 1. Does that make sense so far, guys? This is tricky, this part. Because they say at the end of 2016, there's 180. But the model measures t as the number of years after the end of 2015. So t being equal to 0, which is what happened here, right? Remember earlier here we were trying to see, like, oh, when this is equal to 0, I get, like, some initial amount. We don't know how many squirrels there are going to be. Well, from the word problem right here, we don't know right away how many squirrels there are at t equals 0. But we know that there's 180 when t is equal to 1. Okay? So now I can figure out this initial amount. So this is 180. 2.5 to the 1 is just 2.5, so we can divide by 2.5. And again, could I do this with a calculator? Yes, but also I can just see from the answer choices, it's not going to be 180. Because it's 180 divided by something. So it's not this one.
No.
And it has to be this. And yeah, I think 180 divided by 2.5 is 72. Yeah, you don't even need to divide. Yeah, you just need to see that it's not 180. Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, the correct answer is B. What's up, Ranton?
I was gonna say another thing I could say. So like there is this thing that a lot of the times it's just a misspoken way of communicating math in an everyday language. Like a lot of the times people are like, "Oh, this is twice as much as the other thing,"
right?
Or twice more than the other thing. But what they mean is it's twice as much as the other thing, not twice more, because twice more means like 3 times the actual thing. So that thing might throw you off in thinking like the 150% could actually be 1.5, right?
Exactly.
So
yeah. If it's 150% of what it used to be, then it's 1.5. But it's 150% more. Yeah. This one word like messes you up.
Yeah. So another thing where you could do if let's say you even like at first. Let's say in the first glance, I wasn't even sure that if it's 1.5 or 2.5, right? But one thing you could do is plug in t equals to 1 in both of A and B, and you should get 180. So even if you're unsure about if it's A or B, you should plug in t equals to 1, and you should get 180 again. So 72 times 1.5, it'll give you like
well, it's like 105, 108.
36.
Yeah, 108.
Yeah, 108, right? So you wouldn't even get back to the original thing. So
exactly,
that's another way of like so-called, you can
hacking it.
We can say cheating, but I mean, it's just it's not really cheating. It's just the question is a little vague. But if you wanted to kind of cheat your way to a correct answer, that's also another way. Like you can always double check to make sure that your answer still makes sense in different points.
Exactly. Yeah. And especially when we get to this is like the end part of the SAT. So these questions are harder and you will have more time to double check and make sure you're getting it right. You don't want to be doing this in the beginning of the SAT. Beginning questions, you need to go with gut reaction of, I know it's this, move on. But these, especially these one that I kind of like that about this test is that the further you get that things are supposed to be getting harder. So if suddenly things seem really, really easy, you're probably doing something wrong. Like there's probably a nuance to it that we're not picking up. I'm kind of guess. What's up, Arthur Rivia? Good to see you, dude. I think Arthur Rivia, you were asking me about like was it resumes, I think, for, I think it was a college student trying to get into a computer science degree. Remind me. Sorry, Arthur. There was a lot going on this weekend. Like, Trump got shot. Like,
that was crazy.
Right? Dude, I could have a whole fucking 3-hour-long podcast about my theories on this.
There is a lot of conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to back it up, but at the same time, also
it's
a wild experience.
It's wild, yeah. I don't know what to believe anymore, right? I'm just like, what's real?
Yeah.
Yeah. My like, I didn't like that the gut reaction when this happened was that even like, you know, some of my, you know, liberal friends, even some of like my parents were like, oh, Trump's faking it. I was like, oh, wow. We just immediately jumped to like, which makes sense. I mean, Trump is not necessarily the most truthful person in the world, but I hate that we jumped immediately to he must have faked getting shot at. And then slowly the details start coming out, be like, no, people actually died. So
Yeah.
I don't think he faked that. I think someone, I think he was supposed to die. I believe the conspiracy of that, like the government or someone or some deep state, whatever, he was supposed to die, but he didn't.
I think the conspiracy theory, not to get too political, is like
No, it's okay.
it's not that he set it up himself, is that
Yeah.
other people let the other guy. That's
Set
more
it up.
believable.
Yes,
'Cause
yes.
I don't know if you saw, there was this other clip from a different angle that people see somebody get on a rooftop.
And yeah, and they're
which
like,
should
yo,
not
yeah,
be-
exactly. And they even go to the cops. They say he has a gun. Someone
Yeah.
should stop that guy, and they don't do shit.
Yeah, they don't do anything, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't.
Like,
it-
what?
It seems like somebody. even
Somebody's
if
in on it.
Somebody's getting fired for sure. and
Yeah,
some people
or
are
that, or we
getting
just have
crushed.
like gross negligence. Like nobody knows how to do their job, which is believable, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, and the thing is, like, some people were saying like certain things that could have been like very believable as well. Is like they said that the lady yelling at
Yes.
the guy, somebody's on a rooftop, might have made him nervous, and that's why he missed.
Oh yeah.
Which makes
Well-
sense, right?
Well,
So,
and he
like,
didn't miss. I mean, I always say if you look at the video, he was gonna hit, but Trump, by whatever divine intervention at the last second, moves his head. Like,
Oh,
yeah, if you watch it, yeah, he turns his head right before the first shot rings out, and that's why it grazes his ear. That's why it's unbelievable. You're just like, no, there's no way. Like, he must have like gone on the ground and taken a box cutter to his ear or something. But then you see the videos of him like touching his ear, and then there's blood on his hand. So you're like, oh, he actually he literally did get nicked.
yeah,
And he
get close.
he was supposed to die, but he didn't because he moved his head at the last second. And it plays into this beautiful thing that Republicans love, that Trump is literally Jesus Christ. I know. I hate it, but it's true. It is
That
quite
photo
unbelievable.
Is iconic.
It's
though. I mean,
iconic.
like you can't hate on that picture because like
You
this
can't.
picture is good. Like there's gonna be so many merch.
There's so many memes,
that-
so much everything. That's also the thing that blows my mind, is this guy is that crazy that even when he's almost been killed, he doesn't want to lose a photo op.
Yeah,
like you've just been shot at, and your gut instinct is to no, get my shoes, no, wait, let me get on the mic, no, let me do something for the photos. Like he's that dialed in that even when on the brink
gotta
of death,
respect
he's
that
like, I need a photo
hustle.
op.
you gotta respect the hustle.
And that's why I'm like, it's got to be rehearsed, right? Like it has to be rehearsed. I'm like, no, I just think he's that crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
He seems like the kind of person who would do that. Like I'm
Right?
not surprised by any of those stuff. I think that, as I said, the only thing that is very suspicious about this whole experience is like, how can somebody get in such a close
Yeah.
distance without anybody? Like somebody is in on something.
Yeah.
Like or some people or a bunch of people are getting fired and going
Yeah.
into questioning for sure.
Yeah.
But I
How?
think that's the only thing. Because, like, you know, this is, especially out of every country you look at, I think
Yeah.
the US might have been the only one that would have had, like, snipers doing it. I mean, probably other countries have had. Yeah.
I mean, what's his name? The Japanese guy died. Shinzo Abe or something, right?
Yeah.
He got murdered, I think, last year, right? Just at a speech or something. Some guy came up, and
Oh.
Japan has like no guns. Japan is very
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
anti-gun.
Like, US is the one that is, like, known for, like, the shooting things. So, like,
we love our guns.
every time has snipers and everything. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's and like, you know, the fact that the guy, you know, gosh, that he didn't get arrested makes it even more suspicious that probably somebody didn't want him to talk, right?
Yeah.
Because he looked like the kind of guy, if you like slapped him, he would have told you everything. Like,
Right? Yeah. They're like, no. They
like,
just
I don't care
they
about
blittered him.
talking shit about him. He was like, he had
Yeah.
a gun. But so I'm like, he seems like the kind of guy who would have taken like 5 minutes before he spilled everything. So
Right.
I feel like they probably were like, get him out.
Get him out. Obi says, oh, they print. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the Japanese one, I think they did. I think it was a makeshift gun. Like, it wasn't a real gun. Yeah, he 3D printed it or something. Yeah, and this brings up the whole, I don't know. There's a lot going on here. So, yeah, it's been a wild weekend. So, I apologize if I haven't been totally answering everyone's questions really quickly on the Discord. Oh, cool. Arthur has some good stuff. Oh, yeah, nice. Here, let's share this with some of the students. I like this. This is cool. One sec. This would be a good resource to share with others. This groups SAT questions into easy, medium, hard categories for each subject and then gives an explanation for all. Plus, there are 2 zip files. So if you don't do good on the first, you can do the second. Oh, very cool, man. Here, let me pull this up. This is cool.
That's pretty cool.
I have compiled all the current questions available in the SAT Educator question bank into PDFs. Do not include any questions that are present. Oh! So, yeah, because what we're doing, we're going through the practice tests. This is the first practice test we're going through right now. We're almost done with it. But this is very cool. So someone's actually gone through the Educator test bank. Oh, thank you, dude. That's cool, Arthur. Yeah, really appreciate that. I'm definitely going to use that. Yeah, that's cool. Edit includes... Also excludes from... Very cool. Very cool. I'm just curious what this is. Yeah, that's a lot of effort. That's very cool, dude. Blue Book PSAT. Oh, it has practice SAT questions in there too? Oh, okay, cool. I'm just curious. What's in here? Oh, okay, cool. And so he organized it by advanced math, algebra, geometry, problem solving. I'm guessing this is the harder ones. Okay, very cool. Oh, and he puts like hard after it. Oh, I see. And this is the question ID. Oh, super dope. Thank you, Arthur. Yeah, no, I will 100% use that later on the streams and stuff. Yeah, a lot of people put in some good effort to... And it's free. This is great, you know? No answer yet. Yeah, one sec. Here we go. Okay, here we go. We're going to start the quiz. Quiz started. All right, so you know the drill. $A, and then the answer choice you want. And here comes the question, and it's up. There is no objective truth. Chef, that's not an answer choice. Okay, looks like we got a lot of answer choices. All right, cool. All right, let's close the quiz. See what people submitted, and then we'll go through it. Close quiz. All right. Pair of equations. All right, looks like we got a systems of equations here. A and B are constants. The graph of this pair of equations in the xy plane is a pair of perpendicular lines. Which of the following pairs of equations also represents a pair of perpendicular lines? Oh. Ooh, this is tricky. This is pretty tricky. Just straight off the bat. Wow. Okay. So how I remember parallel lines working, right, is that if you have something that's, for instance, like y is equal to like 3/4 x plus b, that the line perpendicular to it means that the slope is the negative reciprocal. So this would be negative 4/3 x, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
so
the multiplication of, or like another thing is like the multiplication of their slope should equal -1, which is the same thing.
Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. Yeah, so if we look, if I write this out, because I don't like seeing it in this form, ax plus by equals c, like, I don't know, this looks weird to me, right? So I would write this as, if we move the 5x over, right? We have 7y is equal to negative 5x. I like that the slopes multiplied to -1. That's smart. That's cool. That'll probably come in handy. So y is equal to negative 5/7 x plus 1. Okay. So that works, right? And then if I were to rearrange this, this becomes, so we move the a over, right? So I get by is equal to negative ax plus 1. So then y is equal to negative a over bx plus 1 over b. Okay. So, yes. So negative a over b. Yeah, so, yeah. So, whatever. Yeah, negative a over b has to equal positive 7/5. Because it has to be the negative reciprocal of this. This has to be positive 7/5. Okay. That's what it would be. The issue is here, from what I'm seeing here, is they're multiplying this first equation by something. In this case, right, they multiply the x here by 2. Here they
I think you probably just have to use that ratio to kind of check if any of those falls to.
Yeah.
So yeah, like essentially the a over b thing.
Yeah.
As you said, like would that equal to like the ratios of the other
two numbers here? Like
yeah.
if I signed this to like c and like d, right? Then this would need to be equal to d over c is what I would say.
Oh well,
right?
You already had the 7 over 5.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Yeah.
Negative. Sorry, it would be. Wait.
It was
okay.
positive 7 over 5.
It was positive 7 over 5. Yeah. But that's if this stays the same, Ramton. If this is a 5 and this is a 7, do you see how that's changing in the answer choices?
Yeah, but the ratios of the two things. So you would then the other way, the other ones would be like 2b over a equals to like 7 over 10, and then yeah, you can check to see if any of those is equivalent to the one you already.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So it's always this over this. So it's d over c is what it is, right? So if I call this c and I call this d, it's d over c. So
yeah.
So okay. So this changes this. It's a tricky question, honestly. It's not super apparent.
No, what I was saying is like you already have the 7 over 5. Right? You can use that information because a and b are supposedly the same exact numbers, right?
Correct.
As the other one. So like how we go about this problem is like, so we have the ratios as you said, or another way of saying it is just a over b. That might be like a little.
Okay, let's just say a over b is equal to negative 7 over 5. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this one makes the b a -2, but then it makes.
So yeah, like I would say, looking at the top equation, I would say this: like if we were to rearrange these, right? The slope of the first one ends up being a over 2b, and then the other one would be negative 10 over 7, right? So one has the positive sign and one has the negative sign. So I would say if we see a discrepancy between the two lines, like we have the first line be 10x plus 7y, and then the other one went ax minus 2b. Because the sign has flipped, just that itself.
That means it can't be it.
To be not be it. Yeah.
Right, yeah,
Same
so I
thing
agree.
with D, right? So we have
D switches this.
Minus.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So then it's between these two.
Yeah,
so,
and then you can just rearrange those to see. You can get the similar ratios.
Okay. I see. Yeah, I see how it works. So, yeah, this would be, what is it? This would be a over 2b, right, from this compared to this. And then that would need to be equal to negative 7 over 10.
No, just positive.
Oh, just
this
positive.
Way you would have negative a over 2b as well.
Negative a over 2b?
Yeah, because you move the negative a.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So if I move that over, okay. I got you. Okay. So this is y is equal to negative 2b over a. is basically the slope part of it, right? Or no, negative a over 2b.
Negative, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what this. If I'm just looking at the slope, we don't really care about the intercept. And then this is y is equal to negative 10 over 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was. I have to remember which one was I doing again. I think it was this one I was doing. I was doing this one. Okay. Yeah. So does that work out? So we know a over b is negative 7 over 5, right? How did I get c? Wait. How did I get c? Where are you saying c from, Jeff? Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me just do this one. This was tricky. Tricky one. Okay, slope of the second line. Yep. Okay, so I get by is equal to negative 2ax plus 1. Then I divide by b. Okay, cool. So I get y is equal to negative 2ab over x. Okay. And then this one is y is equal to negative 10x. I'm getting confused between choice C and choice B. Here's what's happening. Okay. Negative 10x over 7. So, okay. Negative 2a over b is equal to negative 10x over 7. But we said that a over b was equal to, from this one, right? A over b was equal to negative 7/5. No, not equal. Yeah. They have to be perpendicular. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, right.
No, a over b is, you said it's negative 7 over 5.
Right, good. Yeah,
so
yeah.
You can just plug that in.
Right, so if I plug this in,
equation.
yeah, negative 7 over 5, then that becomes, that's 14 over 5.
Yeah.
Which is not the, okay, and it has to be the negative reciprocal of this, so it would have to be negative 7 over, positive 7 over 10 x.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's not. Okay, cool. It's not C. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah. It's not. It's equal to. It's. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know how many people actually got this one right. I would imagine a lot of students actually got this one wrong. Because then this is y is equal to negative a over 2bx, right? But then this is y is equal to negative 10 over 7x. Okay. A over b is negative 7/5. So I get 7 over 10x, which is the reciprocal of negative 10 over 7x. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So it is answer choice B. Negative reciprocal. Yeah, okay. That's a hard one. Honestly, I probably would have skipped this one. I would have been like, nope. But yeah, I agree. The answer choice should be B. Laz got it first. Nice. Good job, Laz. Okay. Cool. Yeah, nice. And let's see what the scores are at so far. What are the scores at? Here are the scores for today. 21, 14, 3, 9. Yeah, good. Where is Equity? I thought Equity wanted to do one question. Yeah, where is he? You here? I'll do one more. I'll do one more question. One more question for today. Because then we've been going for 2.5 hours. Okay, cool. All right, we're going to do one more. One more. That was a tricky one. Oh, and this is the last question of the math section. Okay, yeah, this is going to be the hardest one, I think. Wow. This is actually kind of cool. Nice, Taco. What's going on, Talk? Okay, cool. All right. Here we go. Let me start the quiz. Quiz is started. 3. And okay, remember, if it's an open choice, if it's an open format number, 2 decimal places. Okay? All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Wow, Fembok's quick with it. Yeah, okay. Laz is like, no. The peasants lost. Starhegg says 69.
Nice.
Know your squares. This question is discriminatory. Sorry, discriminatory. That's a good one, Jeff.
I like that.
That's a good one. All right. I think, yeah, we'll answer this one. Okay. This, yes, it does have to do with the discriminant. All right, we're going to close the quiz. So, yeah, if we remember from, I mean, there's a couple ways to do this. You could try to, again, figure out what the vertex of this thing is, because it's a quadratic, right? So it means it's going to do something like this. And if you want there to be no real solution for this being equal to 0, then you want this thing to be, like, right above. You want the vertex of this thing to be right above the x-axis. That's how I would see it. Yeah, right?
I think that's a...
graphically how I see it. I'm just like,
that's a cool way of
right, because any additional bump up, right, would then make it so that you never get a real solution here.
Yeah, I mean, I would have gone with, like, you know, the b squared minus 4ac
Yes, exactly.
greater than 0. But I think that your way is, like, quicker and like
it may be though, but finding the vertex still requires some, like, I forget. This is where these are
it's
important.
Just minus b over a.
Is it minus b over a?
2a.
It's minus b over 2a.
Minus b over 2a.
Yeah. Okay, that's what it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the vertex for a parabola, this right here, right? The x coordinate is negative b over 2a.
Yeah.
But then you got to plug that back in to figure out what the y coordinate is. Oh no. Sorry.
No, that's.
No, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Complete the square. That would take too long.
That one does take away the c from it. Kind of. I think that's probably the only.
Yeah, it's probably longer. This, I think, is the easiest way. But yeah, if you remember from the quadratic formula, if something is of the form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, and you want to figure out where there are real solutions, you need this thing to be greater than or equal to 0. Okay? So what you can do is you can just find the boundary of that, which is when b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0. And just know that anything less than that, well, we're going to solve for c here. And that anything if c is greater will cause it to not work. Yeah, b squared. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good. Okay, so b squared is equal to 4ac, right? We know b is equal to 34. It's negative 34, but it's squared, right? So you get 34 squared is equal to 4, and a in this case is just a 1. There's nothing in front of it, so that's just going to be 1. And then times c. Yeah, 34 squared is tricky. I don't know what that is off the top of my head. Yeah, what is 34 squared? Well, I need a calculator for that. 34 squared. Oh, you did 34 over 2 squared. Oh, because you divide by 4. I like that. That's actually cool. Yeah, because then I am going to divide that by 4. And that's going to get me 289. Yeah, c is equal to 289. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah. So interesting thing here they were showing, right? So if you have 34 squared is equal to 4c, this 4 is the same thing as 2 squared c. So then when you move it under, it's 34 squared over 2 squared is equal to c. And then you can group this as 34 over 2. All of that squared is equal to c. So then 17 squared is equal to c. 17 squared you maybe should know. Right, that I think that one's okay, because 15 squared is 225, 16 squared is 256, so 17 squared, yeah, is 289. Nice, yeah, good. And so then this is going to be, so that's when it is equal to 0. And notice that if this number gets any larger, then you're subtracting from an even bigger number, and that's the square root of a negative number. Yeah. So 289 is the lower limit. So yeah, good job, guys. Let's do score quiz. 289.00. Remember 2 decimals. Score quiz. Yeah, 17 squared that's kind of the limit, honestly.
I'd say no up to 20 squared.
20? There are no real
I'd say that's
solutions.
a pretty good limit.
Yeah, right. Like I always say this. And maybe I should like do something like this, like some like core things that I think would be useful for coming into the SAT, like knowing your conics, knowing squares up to 20. That's a good one.
No powers of 2.
No powers
up
of
to,
2.
Like 10, I would say, is a good
Mhm.
one. Powers of 3 up to 5. But that one's like a lot easier. You can probably
Or then
keep
sometimes
track
like
of
the
it in-
Pythagorean triples, 3, 4, 5, 5, 12, 13.
Yeah.
Like knowing those two at least, and then the multiples.
Some of those, yeah. I think those 2 are mostly it.
Yeah,
and
they don't tend to
then
go too much harder.
I would just say this for the sake of everyone's thing, just for the love of God, learn unit circle.
The unit circle, yes.
I've seen people in like last year of university and they can't do like
Yeah, sine
you
of
know,
45 or cosine of 30.
Essentially, you only need to memorize like 2 things. It's just 30 and 45. That's it.
That's it. Yep.
60 is just a mirror image of 30.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you understand the unit circle, that's why you wouldn't even have to memorize anything about that. It's just the numbers are going to be like 3 numbers you're memorizing, and then you can like know how unit circle. But I would say that's a huge that's the unit circle. If you memorize and you're comfortable with it, not only helps you in SAT, that's one thing that will just carry you throughout like first, second, and potentially.
Yeah, it'll help
third
you
and
out so
fourth.
much. I honestly didn't learn the unit circle until probably grad school. Then I was like,
I
oh,
learned
it's
the unit circle was grade 10.
yeah.
So that,
Well, I think
that's
it's
why
always
for me it was like,
it's taught wrong. I think it's always just taught wrong. You know, they make you memorize this like 1, 2 square root of 3, and I'm like, no, it's the 1, 1/2 square root of 3 over 2. Then everything makes sense because then it's the hypotenuse is always 1.
I
That's
see
what I
someone
said.
says 68, 95, 99.
That's a stats thing, but I don't think that's needed for the
Yeah.
SAT.
Yeah, you wouldn't need
standard
to know
deviations.
like the standard deviations for that. But
Yeah.
even
a
if
cool
you
thing
need
to know.
It's just probably 2 sigma, which is 95.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, cool. I think that's a good last question to end on. Let's look at what the scores were for today. So in first place, we have Laz Joma with 23. Very nice. Second, looks like Heavenly with 14. Fembox with 12. And yeah, and remember, you get 1 point just for even participating. So if you even just answer a question, you still get a point. So make sure to just, come on by and just, do some questions with us. They're fun. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you, everyone, for coming to Office Hours today.
Okay, I like
Big thanks. Yeah, you like this? Yeah, this is our new like little play out. Yeah, thanks again to Ramton for coming by, helping us out, and we had Sensation on earlier. Yeah, y'all are all great. Appreciate it. Our next stream is gonna be tomorrow. That's gonna be Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. So, Laz with all the things. Yeah. Nightbot doesn't like too many emojis. It's okay, Laz. I like it. Thank you, Laz. Yeah, you're very welcome. Yeah. So, if you ever want to join our Discord to participate in all the stuff we do, there's our Discord. If you want to figure out when we're streaming, we have it on Twitch, but also here's our scheduler. There you go. That's our general schedule as well for this summer. So come on by. We're going to keep doing more SAT questions. And again, if you have other questions in math or science that you're going through with a summer class or something, feel free, more than welcome to go through them here on the stream. Okay. Let's see. Who are we going to go raid? Who you guys want to go raid today? Who's chill, Laz. Laz getting all the bond coins. Nice, Laz. Laz wants to graduate. All right. Looks like yeah, everyone calm down. Laz.
well,
yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for coming by,
Yeah.
Rantin. Yeah, I appreciate that.
No worries. Yeah, I'll try to hop on a little bit more. Yeah, my schedule's been a little
It's
hectic,
okay.
but hopefully I can figure things out. And we'll chat at some point like maybe this weekend or next weekend. This weekend might be a little bit busy for me. That's why.
Yeah, I have some beach stuff this weekend, but next weekend. Yeah, next weekend is pretty easy. Yeah, let's put something on the books to just catch up on stuff.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I'll send you a reminder or something. We can figure.
Okay, perfect,
yeah,
dude.
Okay.
All right, nice. Appreciate you, dude.
Have a good day, everyone.
You too. All right, yeah, we're gonna go say hi to Science. Go say hi to Science. It looks like they have a guest on that they're going over. I'm trying to see this Microscope Monday. Oh, there's cool things with microscopes. Yes, thanks, Zach. I appreciate it. Yeah. All right. So yeah, go say hi to Science for us. They're friends that do things with math and science. And Unlurk, welcome back. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Have a wonderful start of your week. Peace out.